I got to do. I'm going to send a thing to my family text, like the mom side, while they're all gathered in the Christmas dinner group chat. I'm going to tell them, like, look, this year I'm going to get a beach house, take the load off the geezers, let them save up for like a safari. You know, that'd be nice. So they save their money, let them go do something cool. But my examples were an African safari or go to Thailand for sex tourism.
How did they feel about that?
No, dude, it was not well received.
Really?
No. So I was talking about my 2 aunts. I was like, let them go to Thailand for sex tourism.
Oh, no. You push boundaries.
I pushed boundaries in the group chat.
Damn, dude. Wherever you go, you're pushing boundaries.
I couldn't, dude. Well, in my head, I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, it was such a nice sentiment that I'm like, yeah, I want to let these guys like go actually like travel outside of the tri-state area. I mean, they've been to like Ireland. That's it. So
Yeah.
like save, because dude, like a beach house at Sea Isle is like fucking $2,500 a week. So if I get a bunch of my cousins,
every white trash person, that's like their Hajj. They have to return to Mecca. They have to get to Mecca. They have to make the pilgrimage once to go to Ireland. Go to like 3 bar crawls, take a picture in front of a hill, and be like,
literally.
Yeah, it was so nice to be home. I could tell it was my homeland.
You just get on Old Navy fleece and stand in front of a hill, and you're just like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, went to Ireland. I can die now.
Yep. So they've been there, obviously. I think they've been there like twice. So they've been to Ireland twice. So I wonder,
Notre Dame plays there next season.
Who do they play against?
Navy again? They
In
played
Ireland?
Navy, in Ireland. Season opener. I might make the trip.
The crowd's going to be sick. That would be an awesome trip,
Yeah, that'd
dude.
be a fun trip. Out to Dublin, 2020.
Yeah, man. That'd be awesome. Gotta go.
I might do that. Yeah.
My Uncle Neil might go with you.
Tell Neil to come.
He probably
and then
will.
we're going to, you know what, after Dublin, where are we going?
Where?
Thailand.
He honestly, my
For
Uncle
some
Neil was
sex
the only
tourism?
person to say he liked it and said, I'm down for some sex tourism. So he probably will go with you.
Yeah, man.
Everyone else is pretty, my little sister kind of spazzed. Everyone's being just negative. I'm
O'Connor is always on sex tourism.
true.
He
He'll
doesn't
go.
have to go to Thailand. He'll go anywhere he goes, dude.
He brings Thailand here.
Poughkeepsie is Thailand.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I thought my family would appreciate it, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, I gotta jolt their Catholic souls, dude. They need to loosen up a little bit, man. It's like the word sex tourism, it's just like combined with like the idea of my aunts in one thing. Like, dude, like people were texting me shit like, did you say that on purpose? It's like, what are you guys, 10? It's like our aunts have sex. It's fine. Loosen up.
Did I tell you, did we talk about my grandma's funeral?
No.
Was that
we
this
did.
week?
You and I spoke about it.
Was that before the cast? Or
Yeah, it was before. I was after we
the
recorded.
last, it was the most recent.
It was right after you dropped the history.
Yeah. After the history, I drove home. After
Exactly.
yeah. Had the funeral. It was good.
So you dropped the history app and just went right into the
Dropped
horizon.
history app. Went home. Got home at like 1 a.m. Had to wake up for a funeral. Woke up to my dad just banging on the fucking door.
Oh,
He is such a motherfucker.
was he like? Let's go.
Yeah, about waking you. It just 3 punches on the door. It scared the fuck out of me. And then I'm like, what? Like you wake up furious.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck is your problem? And he was like, let's go.
I knew it.
He's such a fucking dickhead.
That's literally
His favorite thing in the world is waking me up.
it's the best.
It's nothing he likes more than waking me up.
It's the best, dude.
On fucking Thanksgiving Eve, I came home late, got home at like 4:30 in the morning, and he was obsessed with it. He was so happy. He's like, and guess who I heard creeping up the steps around 4:30 in the, because he was downtown. He was having parties. Like, just loves it. Loves talking shit, and then loves waking me up the next morning.
Of course.
Loves waking me up at like 8:39 the next morning.
And be like, what's the matter, bud?
I've talked about it before. You've been in that basement. There's a fucking light right above my bed in the basement that you could just turn on from the top of the steps.
Oh.
When I lived at home, he would literally just walk by and turn that on in the morning. For no reason.
Just to be a dick.
For no fucking reason. You'd be like, what are you fucking sleeping all day for?
Yeah, I've had that like drilled into me. If I were ever to like sit idle in my house, if my mom caught me like not in the state of motion, she'd be, what are you doing? You want something to do?
Yeah.
Are you bored? Because I'll give you something to do.
I'll give you
something to do. It's like, what the fuck, man? I just got home from school. Are you bored? What is it? Turn this off. What are you watching? Turn this off. It's like, dude, you would wake me up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, but get out of the house. I'm going to give you something to do. You want to do chores? You want to go outside? I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Just woke up.
The funeral was tight, though.
That's what's
Good
up.
funeral.
Did you really have a good one?
It was a nice funeral.
Yeah, if someone's old enough, the funerals tend to be pretty tight.
Yeah, it was nice. Everybody was pretty relaxed. What was funny is like standing in that line, like you know when everybody comes in and like shakes your hand.
Yeah, you were in like the.
I was kind of on this. I was on the outskirts hanging out, but everybody that came up was like, "Sorry for your loss." And that SNL thing was just literally because it was all people from my hometown.
Oh fuck, that's so
I had to talk
funny.
for 5 minutes,
They
literally
said, sorry
10
for your...
seconds about my grandma, and then 4 minutes about SNL.
People just shook your hand like, "Sorry about SNL," and went to your hand, sorry about the lady.
Yeah, entirely.
That's actually funny as hell.
Uncle gave a fucking tight eulogy.
Did he really?
Real tight. Yeah, hit the fucking notes. He crushed it.
Did he really?
Yeah, and I also didn't really. Oh, hilarious!
Did he slide a piece of paper out of his breast pocket and put it down?
Had like 4. He had like really. He was a good writer. He had some really well written thing.
That's what's up.
Pretty sick. Made me like my grandma a little more because she was always like very serious and stern.
Mm-hmm.
But she kept that same attitude like when tragedies would happen. Like she was pretty
Great Depression mindset.
Yeah, she was pretty unshakable. Like her daughter died. Her fucking grandson died.
Do you have a transcript of the speech?
I could get it.
I'm gonna fact check it.
I'm
gonna fact check it like they did to Roots with Alex Haley. Like, actually, that didn't happen.
My fucking aunt died, and then my cousin died. Her son, the same like a month apart.
When was this?
Late 90s.
Damn.
Yeah, like around there, early 2000s.
Was that part of the eulogy?
Well, yeah, he fucking like that changed our family for forever. But
Gotcha.
like she was very stern and like kind of never showed weakness about that.
For sure.
Like was never like woe is me type thing.
Did she live in America or was she from?
She was American.
Okay.
She was American.
Yeah, back then it wasn't like if your sibling died, it was like wasn't that
her
big.
dad was a monster.
Really?
He was talking in the eulogy. He talked about that. O'Connor, is he calling
Contact,
you?
yeah.
Contact calling me too. Answer the contact.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, what up? Am I going to your house or am I going
Oh
to...
shit.
No.
Okay.
Beezer's.
All right, cool.
Later.
I just want to make sure.
All right, brother.
I'll see you in 1 minute.
Later. That's O'Connor. I don't know why I put it up to the microphone.
I was hoping he said something fucked up.
Me too.
Oh, her father was a monster. His name is fucking like, I forget his name. Keelan was his last name,
What's
and he
up?
was a fucking bare knuckle boxing champ in the Navy during World War I
Jesus.
on like a transport vessel. Yeah,
Ugh.
a vessel that carried like 30,000 troops. He would fight them.
He could beat up all of them.
He would fight them during World War I. Bare knuckle boxing champ.
Jesus,
Insane.
man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So that's her dad. So that's what she comes from.
Yeah.
She came from a long line of like psychos.
He probably beat the fuck out of her, dude. If your daddy's a bare knuckle boxing champion,
From fucking World War I.
coming home all PTSD'd, and you're his sweet little P, dude.
You get
He's
knocked
probably
around a
beating
little.
her fucking ass.
Yeah, dude.
What did he get into, like her early life and marriage and everything?
Yeah. She married my old grandpa, old Jack Kilkenny.
How long did he?
He died when I was in like 8th grade, 7th grade. But
Gotcha.
the whole time he was alive, I never really. He was like dementiaed out.
Yeah,
he was chilling, dude.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he was straight chilling.
51st dates.
51st dates every time. The Notebook, all that.
That's what's up.
The Notebook with like an Irish immigrant, like a stern fucking, like nothing loving. Just woke up like, I am your wife. We've done nothing together. That's good. Just like, eat this. But yeah, it was good. It was all right.
That's what's up.
Sick funeral, dude.
So you guys had like a little party time afterwards?
Nice little party. I had to get back. Had shows.
Sure.
Had shows in the big city that night, dude. I had to say, yo, peace out, fam.
Later, guys.
Peace out. My niece sang. That was pretty funny.
At the funeral?
Dude, I laughed the entire funeral.
At the wake or the funeral?
At the funeral.
What'd she
sang.
sing?
She went up on the balcony with sang in the church.
What'd she sing? Eagles
Fuck if
wings?
I forget. Probably.
That's what's up.
It was, dude, I can't be in church.
Yeah.
I laughed the whole fucking time.
What else did you laugh at?
I don't know. Well, Katie was like, my niece is about to sing. She's like, she's about to go on and sing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was a different lady singing. It was like clearly an old woman that was like, oh, and I was like, is that her? Like, I don't know. Katie
That's
saw my face
funny.
when the lady started singing and be like, what the fuck? This is what she sounds like? So we laughed
Oh, yeah,
at
'cause
that.
you can't turn around and look.
Yeah. It was just, nothing. Oh my God. I was asked to read. I said no.
Yeah, you
I was like,
did
"There's
say
no
that
way."
last time.
I was like, I can't read. There's no way. And thank God, because the reading was, at the end of it, the last line of the reading was like, and the coming of his son. And for some dude, that killed me.
You think you would have
just
left?
The last sentence being the coming of his son. I was in the pews just like, yeah. 6-year-old dude.
I had a bad case of the giggles the first night. So I went to California for 4 days. The first night I got there.
Out in Cali for 4 days. No big deal.
That's what it is.
Come on, bro.
Just hopped on a Southwest jet, went out there. Dude, I had bad gas. I had really bad gas. Like the 2 days leading up to that, like excruciatingly, like every 45 seconds, bad gas. And so when it was like.
You were farting every 45 seconds for 2 days?
Dude, no bullshit, man. At least like when I idled, like at nighttime, for sure. It was like every couple minutes I'd lay in bed.
Engine was revving.
And then if I would move a little bit, it just fart would tumble up. And I'm like, motherfucker. It was ridiculous.
How did your lady take that?
I'd excuse myself from the room. This is what I do. So I'm naked at bedtime.
Yeah.
So I'll excuse myself.
I get naked at bedtime too.
Yeah, I'm butt fucking
Sick
naked.
being naked at bedtime.
It's awesome. But then when I have to excuse myself, I just walk out into the hallway naked and fart as loud as I can. Yeah. So then like I was doing other stuff where like I started getting bored. I kept farting so many times. So like eventually I started doing stuff where I would like if it was like kind of rumbling in there, I would walk up and go into like kind of like I guess it would technically be like child's pose for yoga. Yeah. But I do something similar to that and then just like open my butthole and just be like.
You open it enough so it's like.
No, I was still getting vibrato every single time. Okay. So like, but even still, I would like bend down the frog pose and fart. I'd lift my leg. I was like, dude, I'm doing a different pose every single time. And like, it's like at 1 o'clock in the morning, dude. I'm like waking up to fart. Dude. And then I started squeaking them out at nighttime. They were so bad. Like I've woken her up with farts before.
Smell or sound?
Smell.
You've woken someone up with smell?
Yes, 100%. It's tough.
That's insane.
That's tough stuff.
That's insane.
Yeah, man. Well, I just switched back to like primarily plant-based again. Okay. So I was like, I got to go back on for 2 weeks. So like I had a hard amount of beans enter the system in like a 48-hour span. And then I had a lot of treats. I was in Chicago just a week before.
Yeah.
So I had
You've been traveling.
I've been moving,
Chicago, dude. Cali. Dude,
yeah,
how sick is the Cali weed, bro?
I had no weed out there.
No weed?
No.
Oh, man. How dope is the fucking
Cali weed? Is fucking sick.
Cali weed is fucking sick. Love the fucking gnarly shit out there.
Cali weed makes up. It's so funny because when I'm in California, the last thing I wanted to do is smoke weed out there. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
You're uncomfortable out there. You're not as comfortable.
I'm comfy. I love.
You like it.
I love California.
You're a West Coast guy.
I am. I'm basically. I mean, I'm either. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know if I'm SoCal or NorCal. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm Dago. I think I'm San Diego to the bones, but I mean, I definitely can.
You might be Diego to the bones.
We call it Dago. Me and the boys from around the OC, we call it Dago.
Why do you guys call it Dago?
DAGO, dude. That's the tat you get. If you're from San Diego, you put in DAGO. Because there's a gang up there called the IEs. So you don't want to write out San Diego and have IEs because if you don't fuck with that clique, you know what I mean. If you're in a white power crime group, dude. But no. So I was farting hard. I was just farting on the airplane.
Hard farts, dude. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead, please. It's a story about. It's a 9-minute story about farts. You can cut me off.
No. I'm going to jump in with a story about farts. One of a church fart. Unbelievably funny. School fart. Oh my God. School fart and church fart. Top. Unmatched.
For sure.
But one night, on the ND trip, me and 3 of my friends were sharing a hotel room with my one friend's uncle, who had come with us. And he had been drinking a little, so he was like pretty much passed out. Dude, my friend Dusty did exactly what you did, like fart every 40 seconds. As hard and loud as he could, and he kept putting his ass against the hotel wall. He'd be like, oh, God. And he would get up. He would laugh so hard. Dude.
Your uncles are rusty.
The uncle was asleep. And we kept trying to wake him up with the farts that were the loudest fucking farts. And against a wall. It was one of those where you had to
against a hotel wall?
Against a hotel wall. And like trying to hold in a laugh when that was good. It was I think we did it for like an hour. Just the loudest farts.
Dude, holding in a fart laugh is nirvana.
Oh,
it's like the highest state of mental.
Really is. It really is, dude.
First of all, I was laughing thinking about like uncles are basically fart shamans, dude. He should have he's probably awake the whole time.
He's probably awake. Just like, yes, young men. Yes, these are growing young men. Dude,
nice.
I've been kicked out of buildings several times for the fart laugh.
Oh, really?
I got suspended
for a fart laugh
in middle school. Dusty again. Dusty farted off a pew during Stations of the Cross. So like every year we would always laugh during Stations of the Cross.
It's like supporting a terrorist attack. If someone farts and you laugh in school, they're just like, you too.
You're out.
You're fucking out.
Well, that's what happened. The teacher freaked out because the priest stopped. He's in the middle of fucking Stations of the Cross. And every year we used to always laugh. We'd be like, because it got to the one thing that was like, and the Jews yelled, crucify him, crucify him. So I don't know. We always fucking.
Yeah, that's funny.
But Dusty farted very hard, and she was like, you're going to detention. Or that's a pink slip is what it was. Yeah. And I was like, but Dusty farted. And she was like, that's 2. You don't say that in here. You're suspended.
You can't say fart in church?
Yeah, I guess. I did yell, Dusty farted.
That's true. Well, you were.
I remember I wasn't doing it to be funny.
Wow, your teacher punches piloted you during Stations of the Cross?
During Stations of the Cross, she crucified me. Crucified me.
That's fucked up. So like him, you, and one of your other friends, you're like the robber.
I couldn't deny him, dude.
True.
I was Barabbas.
Dude, you should have threw a fucking.
O'Connor's such a dumb dickhead.
Is he beeping in?
He's just ringing the doorbell. Here,
Let's do it. Chris O'Connor, welcome back to the cast.
Yes, I love you so much, dude.
There we go. We're good.
I'm so glad you're here. I love you.
Yeah. Have you guys spent the whole episode talking shit about me or something?
Not at all.
No.
Not once. Never. You weren't even brought up once.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, you were.
What's mine?
We were talking about sex tourism, and I said anywhere you go. It's time. Yeah. We were just talking school farts.
We're talking general farts.
And, yeah.
Well, I was telling a very long fart story set across multiple locations. It's basically like the story of my trip to California started with like the 2 days prior to me farting just constantly.
Yeah.
So Shane had a very good story about his friend farting at Stations of the Cross.
And this is Dusty. Dusty was...
Sounds like a good farter.
The best farter of all our friends. That includes me. And you guys have heard that. I lay down some bass.
You do. The smell, you're not bringing the smell.
No smells, dude. Just all about that bass.
I get the full laser light show, dude. It's all it goes.
You get the fog machines rolling.
Yeah, mine's like Universal Studios. You know they have like the little mouse tails tickle the back of your legs. It stimulates all the senses, dude.
Cinema 4D, or whatever it is.
It's IMAX.
Dusty was also the guy who I told you that he used to shit differently in school. Like he would come up with a funny way to take a shit, and then we would all go watch him shit.
Oh fuck.
Like then the last time we did it, he was holding himself up on top of the stalls with his hands, with his like a
gymnast.
Yeah, and his body in like the shape of an L, so his legs were straight out.
Oh my God.
Holding himself up like this.
A pike or something like that.
Yeah, it's a pike when you raise your legs.
And he was like, his pants were off. So he's wearing just the top half of like a Catholic school uniform, like just like a sweater vest and a white button down.
That'd be great if his pants were still on but unbuttoned at his ankles and he was like balancing them. His belt was dangling.
Dude, I just remember so vividly the effort he was making, because that's hard to hold yourself up.
You kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, so his face was like darker. There was nothing funny to this.
No.
For him, there was nothing funny. He was very serious. Just like a tiny turd fell out. And there was like 15 dudes in the bathroom. They're like, oh. And our math teacher came in and was like, what the hell's going on? And Dusty was up there like,
What's he up to now?
He's home, chilling.
He's the fucking man,
back
dude.
in Mechanicsburg, balling out.
That's what's up, man.
But yeah, I remember that he farted and I got suspended, and then I went out in the hallway and cried. And
it was all fun and games.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, dude. I was a little old to be crying too.
Yeah.
It was like 6th, 7th grade to be crying at school.
Yeah, well, that was a great injustice.
And like people were walking by. I remember students walking by and seeing me crying, and I was like, fuck. Fuck. And then I was also just like trying to explain to the teacher, like, you have no idea what this is going to... Like, I'm going to get fucked up for this.
Yeah.
Like, you just are writing down my name on a piece of paper that is just an ass whooping.
Yeah.
That was
for sure.
And that was the time I went home, showed my dad. He was mowing the lawn, and I just held up a pink slip.
Oh.
And he just let go of the mower and was like, get upstairs. I went up to my room, and I was like, fuck. And then I heard him slapping the belt on the way up the steps. And I was like, fuck that, no.
Did you explain to him the circumstances?
Didn't even have to. There was no time, dude.
Oh, no.
There was no time.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like that's also my parents' attitude was like they don't want to be involved in school.
Get up on that.
They don't want to be involved. So it's like even, yeah.
And you got to hear that your kid's a punk.
Yeah, well, it's undisciplined discipline from your parents.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. They're like, dude, why did the teacher call me? And they want to kick your fucking ass. As if you're going to be like, oh, dude, yeah. Should have kicked my ass. Now I'll be so good in school.
Well, I did fear the fuck out of a pink slip.
Yeah.
It does work.
So did I, but I still got them all the time.
I got them all the time too.
Mine, dude. If I came home with the pink slip, it was on site.
Yeah, it was on site.
My dad would see me. It was on site.
Didn't ask why. Just immediately. Just a punch. Usually it was just like a quick punch to like the chest or the arm or something.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious. But on this occasion, the belt.
Serious.
But he wasn't that serious with the belt.
He just he rattled your cage.
It was just to scare me. He wouldn't hit me that hard.
Yeah. It's also terrifying.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
I'm fucking 12. Phil's jacked.
You're catching
Phil
the belt.
was a big boy.
Especially if
this was the height of his power.
He's cracking
like 45.
it. If he made a circle with the belt and he's cracking it on the way up.
It on the way up the steps.
That alone is terrifying.
I made him laugh though when he did that. This is a corny story that sounds fake, but he was like, "Oh, you think you're funny?" He's like, "Do you think you're funny? What are you gonna do the rest of your life thinking you're funny?" And I was like, "I'll be a comedian." And he started laughing and he walked out. Pretty funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Should have gave you the belt.
The shame of like taking your shirt off and laying on the bed to get whipped in the back.
That's enough.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Did your mom ever kick your ass?
Yeah, she would like slap or like hit you or something. But
you ever call the tag team? I used to catch the tag team. Every now and again, both parents would be like the fucking the naughty boys.
Dude, well, your dad would get tagged in. The first swing from your mom, your dad's tagging in. Yeah, I know. Because it's probably weird to watch. It's probably weird to watch your wife hit somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. You gotta jump in.
Uncomfortable, so you're like, all right, I'll take it from here.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you hitting the kids.
Yeah. Usually my mom would Herb McGee, but every now and again she would. If I did something that was jacked up enough, my mom would jump in, dude.
Yeah, and I had older sisters that would get fucking rocked.
Yeah, I've
My
watched.
mom would hit the sisters a lot more than me.
I've seen like teenage girls.
Not like hard, but like a slap.
I've seen teenage girls get their ass kicked, and it's uncomfy, dude.
Bro.
It's just like
I saw my dad hit my once.
Wasn't my mom?
I should be ratting him out like this.
Yeah. My mom wasn't. My mom didn't jack up any teenage girls.
Oh.
I've been places where I've seen teenage girls getting beat by the parents, and it's just like, whoa, it's super uncomfortable.
They thrash about.
Yeah, it's just they don't take it well. The noises coming from it is like,
yeah.
The dude is just like, whoa, so stop, Dad, I'm fucking you. I'm sorry. See, then it's tough stuff.
I'll tell the story. Fuck it. My sister was out. She stayed out party night.
Really?
And she lied about where she was. And she even had her friend that she lied and said she was sleeping in her house give her a ride back to my parents' house in the morning. And my dad was like, I'm going to give her one chance to tell the truth. Then he walked up to her and he was like, in the front yard. He was like, where were you? And she said her friend's house. And he punched her.
Where?
What, just like in the chest?
Yeah. Not in the chest. I think in the belly. He popped her with a body shot. Yeah. Just on site, dude. In the front yard. In the front yard. She said she came up smiling, like walking up the driveway, like trying to hide. She was probably in her head like, fuck. Why is he out here? Yeah, I mean, this is the same guy who punched his dogs.
He Soda Popinski to right in the belly?
Right in the gut, dude. Dropped her.
Oh, my God.
And then walked back inside. Let her. Yeah, man.
That's back when you could punch your daughter in the stomach.
Yeah, this was just a Saturday morning and...
Yeah.
Were you watching
Saturday
cartoons?
Or Sunday morning.
Were you just out the window just peeking out?
Yeah, dude. Wild.
Yeah, do you remember what your reaction was to that?
I think I laughed. I think there was no fear. Like when your siblings get hit, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on me.
It's so fun to watch your siblings getting beat up or like slapped. I remember watching my mom slap my other sister.
That's pretty.
It was great. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
One time, Jesus Christ! Now I'm going through these stories. One of them got kicked. And
what kind of kick we talking?
She was already laying on the ground.
Like a pre-stunner? Okay, like a gangbang.
Yeah, like
initiation.
kicked her on the side. No, not a stomp, like a kick to the side while she was laying down. And she rolled, like with the kick, tried to roll away from it and rolled. It was during Christmas and rolled under the tree and the tree fell. Pretty great. With a kick, dude.
Oh, that's awesome. Kick from the maw?
Kick from the maw, I believe.
That's what's up.
I just remember the rolling underneath the Christmas tree and it falling with like all the ornaments and shit.
Oh my God.
My mom tried to hit me once. And I was definitely...
You caught it and said,
I blocked it. I blocked it. And to this day, I feel bad about it.
Blocking it?
Yeah.
You parried her punch?
I literally just blocked it. And, yeah, I don't know. She deserved to have that one.
Yeah, where was you going?
What were you doing?
Yeah, right across the face. I was just like being bad in school, and then like got mad at her about like investigating.
Don't worry about it, Mom, you bitch.
What kind of scams were you up to?
It was just.
Oh wait, weren't you a bad boy?
Yeah, I wasn't very good.
Didn't you go through in college? Weren't you a dickhead too? Was you kind of a piece of shit?
Yeah. It was the whole way. It was a pretty.
What'd you do?
I just like.
I think Okai's low key been a piece of shit
Dark
his whole life. Dude.
Dark past?
Yeah,
You have a dark past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Tell me
it's not
about
that,
it.
It's not that dark. It's just like it's mostly just being like just not focusing on school and just getting in trouble. I like tried to deal drugs for a little while.
That's what's up. What were you slanging?
Just lots of weed.
Nice.
Like my brother had bought just like a bunch of weed in Vermont and like brought it down
What's up?
to give to me to sell. And I was walking around with just a bag of weed in school, and all my friends were like, everywhere you went, it stunk. It was horrible. And then it was just like there was a while where just like people would just like drive to my house and show up, and I'd like walk out and
You're obviously selling weed out of your parents' house.
and
Who busted you?
my mom found it. My mom came into school, and I was like coming out of a class, and I had just like done really well on like a project or something.
That's what's up.
And I was like
Congrats.
I was like in a good mood. I was like, holy shit, I got like a good grade on a thing. And I came out and I was all excited. My mom was there, and I was like, oh, Mom, I just got like an A on this thing. She was like, come home right now. Yeah.
Oh.
And she had like, I'd stashed this shit in like a lamp, and she had found it.
Like that was before like vacuum seal technology and all that stuff.
Yeah, your room
Yeah, it was
probably
just in
she
Ziploc
probably
bags.
Just definitely smelled weed.
I don't know. I don't know how she. It was
You
like
think
in
she
the
just
basement.
searched the fucking lamp? She was definitely down there and
No,
it smelled
she's
a ton
very.
of weed.
She's one of those people who like, very suspicious and will like investigate things. Like,
Dude, your whole house.
no son of mine.
I know.
son of mine.
But it would be like.
How did you?
There'd be
dude, your
situations
father-
where I would like.
You're out of the will, Christopher.
No.
The yacht will never be yours.
No, yeah. I wish he would be so pissed if he heard this.
I know.
He was literally like, I think the only time my dad would just be like, "Are you dumb? Is the problem you're dumb?" Like he's like, that's like the kind of
That's a
thing.
good question.
Yeah, the difference. It's funny how much you can see what different approaches to parenting does. Like my dad would just fuck me up, but Chris's dad was actually like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Is that what's wrong?"
yeah, because he would like, and to have someone like genuinely confused, he'd be like, "You don't seem that stupid on the outside, but you're clearly dumb. Like everything you're doing is dumb."
He's right though.
I know.
He's right though.
I know, but that hurts.
Maybe your dad wasn't
That
being
hurts.
mean. Maybe he was being like,
No, I know.
yeah.
No, I mean he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was
Peppering you with some like
yeah,
deep
yeah. He knew
insecurities.
He knew what he was doing. Well, I think he came from a rough background. Like his dad was not the coolest dude, and so he resolved to not hit anybody.
Yeah.
So he used everything else in the toolkit.
He used relational aggression against you.
Just like
What are you, a fucking idiot?
Yeah, yeah.
In Phil's defense, also, the hits were never. It was just scare. It was just to scare you. Every once in a while,
shocking you.
Every once in a while, he'd pop you, and then he'd feel bad.
Yeah, they're not going to take you. They're
He'd
not gonna,
accidentally pop you.
what is it called? DHS isn't coming for you.
No.
That'd be tight if they made you live in a foster house.
Yeah.
No, my dad kicked the shit out of me, kicked my ass. But it wasn't like a prolonged like boom, boom, boom. It was more or
Yeah.
less like
One
it was
or
just a
two.
coup de grace. It was like you would fucking come back with a slip, and it was just the guillotine in the form
Yeah.
of like a
Would you
size.
try to fight back? Would you try to give it to?
Absolutely
No,
never.
never.
Oh,
dude.
because then you're in a real fight. You're
Yeah.
getting fucking rocked.
Dude, it was a guillotine just in like a size 12 Wolverine work boot to the ass. He'd be like, turn around. I'm like, fuck. Wind up and just kick off. And he'd be like, oh. I can still remember that feeling of like impact into my asshole with a boot. And it's just like a weird shock wave. And it's like, ugh. It's a bad feeling. Getting kicked in your asshole.
You remember getting spanked and trying to like run away while you were getting spanked? No.
I tried to.
Like you'd be holding, like somebody would have you by the arm. And you would try to like,
yeah.
They'd be holding you and you'd
I just remember.
pound on your tippy
I think I
toes,
just froze. Yeah, I think I just froze up and
That
just
was
took it. And was
with
like,
my brother. With my brother, I remember that was like always like I spent most of my childhood like full panic sprinting away from him, like sprinting up the stairs, trying to like spin and lock a door as fast as I
Yeah.
possibly
How long?
could.
How long did you sell weed for?
Probably like a month.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Got busted right away.
What'd you do with all the cash?
Away. What?
What'd you do with all the cash? The feds take the cash too?
No. I had the money, but I had to I went in on it with another friend. I had to I gave like everything to him because we both lost a bunch of money.
What'd you guys buy? Like an ounce of weed?
I don't know how much. I think it was like a lot. I think it was like a couple ounces. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You guys are holding a co-op?
Yeah. We had like a lot. It was a lot.
That's what's up.
Yeah. We'd spent like a lot of money.
Did you feel cool?
Yeah, it did.
You thought you were cool for a while?
Yeah, I thought I was.
So you're just going out in the driveway and just slanging and like running back in?
Yeah.
That's
Or
so
like,
funny.
Or I'd like go for a walk. I'd go for a walk around the neighborhood, and someone would just like drive up, and I'd like give them stuff. And, yeah,
Dude, that was probably so obvious to
it
anyone
was horrible. It was I have none of the actual like business acumen or just talent to drug deal effectively. You know what I mean? I just bought the items and like engaged in the transactions.
He's like, I'm gonna go give this to this guy.
Yeah. I
That's
think
funny.
I kept like a notebook.
You had a ledger.
Yeah, which was also just like
Were you fronting to people or were you COD?
No, COD.
You were COD.
Man. Yeah,
That's what's up. I thought you were chasing people around,
No.
hunting people down.
No, but it was just it was so stupid. I got suspended too, but I just blacked out at junior prom.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I
just
got a
blacked
good
out.
one. My friend Weaver. I probably shouldn't say so. Whatever. It's not like this is that bad. We had this also shows you how shitty I was in high school. I stole lunch every day. We've discussed
For
this.
sure.
Sick move. Stole lunch, school lunch every single day. I stole lunch. Never paid for it.
So easy, dude.
It's easy. You just grab a tray and walk right out.
I
There was 2 cashiers, so I'd always act like I was getting condiments, and then act like I was going to the other cashier and just.
I used to get a tray and
Yeah,
hold all my food under my tray and then put like one thing on my tray and just check out. And then I put my money on my tray and be like, here you go, and they take it and put my change back on. And I just walk back to the thing.
But my friends would just sit there and watch every day because it was very funny because there was no skill involved. Like literally, you just walk out, like look around, act like you're kind of like, just sit right down.
You just look confused and walk to your seat.
So my friend, he had that dirt on me, but that'll come later in the story.
He knew you were a thief.
He knew I was a fucking big time thief.
Shit. Watch the door, thief rampant.
We had this thing called candy grams where it would be like an anonymous note that you could send to somebody with a piece of candy and a note from a stranger. You could make it anonymous.
Like around Valentine's Day.
Yes, you could make it anonymous if you wanted or not. There was a kid who this nowadays is definitely frowned upon. My friend did this, not me. I would never do such a thing. There was definitely a gay kid, and he wrote a letter on behalf of the gay kid to one of our friends. He said the candygram was from him, sent it to one of our friends. It was on the teacher's desk. They intercepted it, brought both the gay kid and the other kid into the office. And we're like,
Beat them both.
like, do either of you know what this is about? And the note was like, I want to fuck you, like something like that. It was like, I'd like to kiss you.
That's such a funny abuse of the candygram system.
Yeah,
Like, this will be nice. And someone just fucking bullies a gay
Someone
kid.
instantly, yeah. But both of them didn't know. Both of them legit didn't know who it was from. But I did. I knew who did it.
You're the DOS.
So every single day when our disciplinarian, she was like a vice principal, would walk by and I was with my friend who did it, I would always be like, Joe wrote the candygram, and like hide. And she'd be like, what? And Joe would be like, nothing. And I did it for like 3 months and they still didn't know who did it. And then finally I was like, Joe wrote the candygram. And she was like, is that true? And he was like, Shane steals lunch every day. And I was like, he's lying because he's desperate. He got suspended for like a week.
What?
Yeah, he got in like a ton of trouble.
How come you ratted him out?
It was so funny. It was so funny to literally tell on him. She didn't listen to me once. I told on him like every other day. Anytime she'd walk by, I'd be like, Joe did it. Like that.
Telling on your friends on purpose is pretty
Telling
funny.
your friends on purpose is very funny.
So
But then
funny.
once he got in trouble,
Was he pretty mad
when he got home?
he wasn't even that mad. I remember him not being that mad. Like, he should have been very mad at me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What would you have done if someone
I would have fucked someone up.
I'd have been so mad.
I would have fucked anybody. I would have fought whoever did that. Well, because then again, I would have gotten the shit beat out of me for that.
That's a grave offense, too.
It was a big offense.
Yeah, that would be a big stain on the permanent record.
Yeah, man. Today it would have been in the fucking news.
Oh,
it would have been like a local news story.
Well, at least you whistle blew.
I did. I wanted to shut that shit down, dude.
Yeah, you whistle blew the Candygram scandal.
I did. I said Joe wrote the Candygrams.
There it
Locked
is.
it down because I was woke.
You weren't standing for it.
I didn't like it.
Were you woke at the time?
No.
You just want to see his friend get in trouble.
You just want to see him go down.
Shane was orbiting in like another level of being fucked up where he's like, that's hilarious. Now I'm going to get this guy in trouble for no other reason than my entertainment.
Yeah, true. Like I was like, oh, nice job. That was a really funny thing you did.
Watch
I'm
this.
going to tell on you. Now you're suspended.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. But, dude, so I'm, we were talking before you came here.
You're ripping farts.
I'm farting, dude, on the flight. So I was like trying to hold it in, whatever, just to kind of have some respect. So I went to Chicago for the like overlay or layover, whatever it's called. There for an hour.
It's an overlay.
Overlay. Is it? No, it's layover.
It's a layover.
So then I'm sitting there. I get out of Chicago. I'm pretty much holding them in for the most part in Chicago. Let out a couple bubbles, no big deal.
Yeah.
I hop on the one from Chicago to Los Angeles. And I'm like, dude, my stomach's fucking racked with gas. I'm like, fuck this. And dude, so I get my seat. Some big fat black dude comes and sits on the outside of me. He's like, I just feel like big fat black dudes are the most like gregarious dude. He comes on, he's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? And we're like, I'm like, oh, great, this will be fun. The plane fills up. 2 like 19-year-old girls are the last 2 to come on, and there's a seat between us and one behind us. Dude, earthquake, dude, just literally just goes, like, you mind if I sit there? And he pats his lap and he's like, come on, go ahead. And I was just like, oh, fuck. And he looks at me. He's like, ha, ha, ha. He's laughing. I was like, that's pretty fucking funny, bro. And then the girls were just like, oh, that's so crazy, blah, blah, blah. And they were just like laughing it off.
White chicks?
Yeah. 219. Dude, these are party time college chicks, dude.
Oh, my favorite.
So they're just fucking, yeah, dude. They're just like, oh my God, you're so silly. So then she sits in between us. And, dude, the whole time this guy's hitting on this chick. This guy's like 40. This girl's like 19. He's like, what are you guys, like 13? You guys look like little girls to me. I'm like, dudes. Yeah. I was sitting there like, oh my God.
It's a good place to start. Yeah.
Yeah, he starts negging them. Instantly age negs them. And dude, honestly, in my head, I'm like, dude, that's fucked up because that is exactly what works on 19-year-olds. Mm-hmm. But you guys look like little girls. I'm like, no, we're not. We're big girls. So he's fucking.
Yeah, we can do big girl things like be sluts.
Well, dude, the whole rest of the time, they're talking about like drinking, how hard they party. Like, and then there's a dude behind them who was just going like.
Jerking off.
Oh, yeah, we're all flying to LA. So the dude behind us was like their age, maybe a year older. And he'd be like, yeah, man, I mean, I'm probably going to blaze as soon as I get off the plane.
I hate your fucking plane.
Dude, it sucked.
You guys suck.
Dude,
if I heard a group of like, what are you guys doing talking on a plane?
They were having like, they were like all like cool, laughing at each other.
Fun.
But it was like that, but it was just a bunch of people trying to fuck 2 19-year-old girls. Yeah. So then like the 19-year-olds started kind of like playing like games with each other where they like kick each other's seats and stuff. And I'm sitting there reading my book, dude. I'm reading
in farts.
At this point, all bets are off. Now I'm like, these fucking 2 girls need to smell some farts, dude. So I'm sitting there like, I'm reading The Road Less Traveled. So I'm reading this book about like spiritual growth and like how like it's all about like a.
Did you talk to the party girls?
They briefly kind of
probably jumped in there a little.
Nah,
saw it was fun time going around on the plane. Everybody's like, oh,
dude, I was reading a book about just like
that's your
deep
approach.
psychological stuff.
Yeah.
So then I was really disgusted by this dude next to me, just like all this weird shit he was saying. I wasn't disgusted. I was just kind of like, dude, will you shut up? So I'm sitting there, but then it's a fat guy. What do I do to fat guys when I got to fart? I fart and I blame it on them in some level.
Very
so like
easy.
He kept getting up and going to the bathroom, so I'd let him go to the bathroom. And as soon as he come back, it would just be like literally like a bunch of little bubbles, maybe like 16, like a 16 bubble fart. Dude, putrid. And then like he'd get up, go away. I'd wait. He'd come back down. And I was just ripping ass.
You're hitting the rumble strips,
dude. Rumble the whole time, ripping ass.
And they stunk. Did people?
They're pretty bad. No one said anything.
No one said anything. Could you visualize some?
My nose was in a book the entire time.
Any grimaces? Is there anything better than a plain fart and then you see a grimace. Impossible not to laugh and give yourself away.
Exactly. So I dude, I had my hood up. I'm just reading a book, just fucking. I'm like,
very clandestine.
At one point,
It's like in Shawshank when he's matching, like hitting a pipe in the thunder.
It really is. Dude.
Well, at one point, I was kind of
Perfect timing a fart with a fat guy getting up.
Dude, I was
dastardly.
timing
Dastardly.
and he kept going to I guess he's like kind of has like ADHD. This guy went to the bathroom or he was just shitting,
or he was smelling your farts and being like, "Fuck, not again! Fuck, I'm doing this."
Yeah, he's like, "I'll get up," and then they'll know it's not me.
Dude. Meanwhile, he didn't know who he was the criminal mastermind he was up against, dude.
Just framing him.
Oh fuck! I was crushing this dude.
You did making a farter. You framed a simple fat man.
It was so funny because he kept trying to mac these chicks, and I kept farting. It was just killing them, dude.
Oh.
I was fighting a good fight, dude. I was just sitting in my seat, just letting
That's
them
as
out.
good.
I protected
Airplane.
those girls.
There's no way it's that philosopher in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm reading a book. It was like,
What time was the flight?
I was flying out. See, the time zones got me scrambled.
I
a
hit
little
the
bit.
morning flights
Yeah,
result.
it was-
Like if I have to wake up and go straight to the airport, usually I'm late, so I usually don't have time for a morning dump.
Yeah.
I just hit the airport, just
You get a coffee.
full. Yeah,
Oh.
chug a 90-ounce coffee at the airport.
Oh.
Get on the plane. I'm just as gassy, literally as full of gas as you can possibly be.
Dude, as soon as I go through that metal scanner thing that swoops you or takes the picture.
Yeah.
As soon as I get out of that, I have a headache and my breath is bad. As soon as I enter soon as I enter the airport, I have immediate dog breath and I have a headache and a fucked up stomach. It's as soon as I get in there.
Every time I land,
It's horrible.
I get dark red eyes and dog breath
It's
crazy.
crazy.
On the plane.
wild.
After being on the plane.
Well, I think because you're just sitting there with your mouth closed.
Yeah.
Dude.
For that long.
Yeah, breathing
Just
in
sitting there
farts.
farting, all fart air.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm on a plane, I just let them go. I don't.
It's that fart poisoning, dude. You get
It's
down.
too crowded. No one's gonna identify
Yeah.
the source.
Dude. So I'm fucking.
Well, that's a benefit of being a little guy. I know I'm number
You're
one.
suspect number one.
Dude,
Yeah.
being a fat guy flying is like being an Arab flying. You feel
As
bad.
far as
Like
farts are
as far as
Everyone's looking at you.
everyone's kind of looking at you like, what are you going to do on this flight? Please don't sit next to me.
I was thinking about when the sky marshals aren't busy, they just walk around and investigate farts on the plane. Come to the fucking back right now. Was that fucking you? Who fucking did it?
We got that Ghostbusters thing.
I would have been fried, dude. It was dude. So then I get off the plane finally, and I get up I meet up with my friend, and then we go out to eat. So we meet up with his, and I was on a total empty stomach. I didn't eat all day because I'm let me just get all these farts out of my stomach. I don't want to add any more fart fuel. I'm going to get them all out by the time I get there. So I got most of the farts out of my system. And then he's like, you must be hungry. So we go and eat. And I hadn't eaten all day. So I eat this, we go to this place with these, it's like Chipotle, but for salads. Kind of like Sweet Green, I guess, here. But this place was dude, it was unbelievable how fucking good it was. So I put down a 3-course meal.
You're a West Coast guy, dude.
Exactly, dude. So I go down. It's grass-fed steak over fucking iceberg lettuce with fruit in there. I have a dessert, all this other shit. I eat it as fast as I can, and I get that literal stomach cramps because I had to fart so hard. And I was like, oh my god. So I go to the bathroom, walk in, some dude's in the urinal, and I start peeing next to him, and so I'm like, I let out a screamer, dude. And I'm like, wait, do people not do that over here?
You let out a black cat.
I let out a black cat. I was beating a cat inside of a bag, dude. It was I could, those farts, you're if I keep pushing, this will probably go on forever. Do you ever go on a date and then you don't fart for 4 hours and you get in your car? It was a post-date fart. So I let a little bit of that out.
Man, what a good fart that is.
Dude.
Yeah.
Or if you sleep at a chick's house and when you leave in the morning.
Same, dude.
Or as soon as she goes to sleep.
No, dude.
No. I've
Just
done
fart?
that. I
Yeah.
spread my ass cheeks and fart.
Yeah.
If they're asleep next to me.
Yeah.
I'll
yeah.
spread my ass cheeks
Yeah,
to get
just
that.
pull one up.
It's gonna stink though.
No, my farts don't smell.
True, dude. Mine
And sometimes
do.
you just got to chance it.
And you got to risk it.
Yeah.
If it does smell, hilarious.
True.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, right away.
dude. So then I cut my fart off. The guy leaves the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, finally I can fart. Dude, I farted for literally 10 seconds. I'm just and and then I see feet in the stall, and just start dying laughing. It's like I'm just at this point, I'm like possessed, dude, by this fucking fart that I just let out. So I'm like, fuck, this guy just heard somebody fart and be like, oh, dude. And then a door shut. So I walk back out. It's my friend and his girlfriend. I can't keep my face straight. Finally, I get to the table, and I start. The girl's saying a story, and I fucking just lose it.
Yeah.
Like, what's so funny? I'm like, some guy just farted in the bathroom. I couldn't own up to it. I just met this girl. So then she went to the bathroom. I was like, dude, it was actually me who farted.
Whoa.
He started. Yeah, I let it. It was quite a twist. But dude, it was. I don't. Maybe it's just you had it.
No. A urinal fart is up there,
bro. It was
as far as
it was like
farts.
a 10-second fart. I just looked down and see like pants pull down over some airwalks, and I was like, oh fuck, dude, that was so fucking loud. And I got paranoid, being like, is this like, do people not fart loud in bathrooms on the West Coast? Am I like doing some fucked up thing?
Yeah.
I asked my friend. He's like, nah, people fart hard out here. And I'm like, all right, thanks.
This one time, me and my friend Bison. I've definitely said this on here. Me and Bison. Have you ever met Bison?
And Bison, yeah.
Big dog.
Big dog.
Me and him are big dogs.
You could blame a fart on him.
Oh yeah. He's next. He's number one on the fart totem pole.
Yeah.
In my pals. But me and him had gone and seen a movie together, and then we were both going to the bathroom after the movie, and a grown man at the urinal right in front of us, because we were standing against the wall waiting to pee, and this guy farted, like an old man urinal fart, like and me and Bison just died laughing. And this guy, it was a very small bathroom. Like, this guy had to turn around and see two giant men, two big idiots just dying. We just were laughing in this guy's face for a fart. Oh, man.
How do you like it?
The guy was visibly angry. He was visibly angry.
Why?
It's very weird to see me and Bison together, and then like laughing at you for farting. It's like, fuck you two.
Yeah.
You two definite farters.
And he's probably so old, he's got to relax everything to get the piss out.
Yeah.
He probably has to fart to pee. You're right.
It's just everything needs to
just fucked up.
Loosen up.
Guy's a medical condition where he has to fart to pee, and you guys are laughing at him.
So funny. It was one of those things, like, we looked him in the eyes. He turned around and we were laughing in his face, which only made it funnier.
Dude, how could you not? If I were him, I'd be laughing while peeing. Like, God damn it.
For laughing at farts. Spanish class in college. Kid next to me, we were sitting in a circle. Kid right next to me, who was a friend of mine, like, looked at me to try to act like, he'd be like, yo, listen to this. And he like thought it was going to be a quiet, like, just me and him would hear the fart. It came out so loud. And he did that thing where he went from like smiling to then just very like, he made a very serious face and got embarrassed, like his face turned red, and he like stuck his face in his book. But
oh my God,
I mean, lost it. Kept laughing. Everyone else in the room said, because everybody laughed, we all had a good laugh. The teacher laughed. We were all laughing. And then I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, you were in on it too.
Eventually the teacher had to be like, Senor Gillis, please. Like, we all had a good laugh, but it's over now. And then like 3 minutes later, I was like, she was like, you can leave. You can leave the room.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, no, I get it. But
it is also funny to have someone be like, Senor.
yeah. Senor Gillis, please.
Oh my God.
It was funny, but it's over now.
Dude, in college,
never end.
I don't know how. One of the dude I went out to visit, me and him got our hands on a mechanical fart machine. So like remote controlled, like it would just let out a fart. And you could plant it somewhere. Yeah. So it was me, him, and our other roommate.
We had one of those.
Dude, we slid it under our other roommate's seat. And like I was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You go. It was like the whole class sat up front, and we sat in the very back. So he was like, the three of us were like a little like, we were like a little cluster around like no other people. So we planted this device. Left the room and sat right out front of the door. I'm like, dude, it was so fucking funny. This dude was a pretty straight-laced dude, too.
Yeah.
So the whole
How'd
class,
he feel about it?
He was pretty ticked.
That'll bother you.
He went red quick, dude. He was in accounting class. He was here, and they were like ridiculous.
Yeah, they are. They suck.
So like,
I remember it. Was it like a little black
box? Yeah, with a speaker
shaped almost like a tombstone.
I believe so. Yes. You could stand it up.
Yes, we had the same exact.
We had the same fart machine.
We had the same fart, but I mean, we were both Spencer's gifts
for sure.
I went to Spencer's every time I was in the mall.
It was funny.
My dad did that. We had a like a family dinner, and my dad thought it'd be funny to fuck with my uncle. Except my dad pretended he was the one farting, like he just wouldn't stop farting. And at first, my uncle was like, "What the hell are you doing?" stop it. And my dad kept hitting the button. But the remote control to the thing we lost, and the only way you could use it is, for some reason, his car remote worked for it.
What?
Like if you pressed unlock on the remote for your car, the fart machine would go off.
Could you unlock a car with a fart machine?
Perhaps. It was a Ford Taurus.
What?
Maybe Ford's in it. Whoa, dude.
Maybe Ford made fart machines.
Perhaps.
You know, Tesla has a fart machine built into it.
But because you were hitting the unlock.
No, what?
Hold on. Because we were hitting unlock to make the fart machine go off, the car's lights were flashing.
Fuck.
And my uncle was like, your farts are... He's like, these are connected. This is the craziest... Like, he lost his mind laughing. He lost his fucking mind.
You said your uncle to like the fifth dimension.
He couldn't... There was nothing he could... farts were making cars light flash.
Oh my
God.
god!
So Tesla has a fart machine?
So Tesla, if you get the new Tesla, you can hit a button that's like right. You can choose what seat makes a fart noise because Tesla's just all computerized.
Yeah.
So you can literally like whatever like the speaker near the seat is, you can just set off. You can just be on the screen and be like fart, rear, back, right seat. Just be like boom, and set off a fart right next to the passenger.
Why?
Elon Musk is a fucking doofus.
He is the man.
No,
dude.
he is a doofus.
No,
I like
dude. I honestly,
After this news,
I wanted a
this
Tesla.
is quite unbelievable news.
I wanted a
I'm
Tesla.
going to check your sources on this.
I can't believe this.
Look, Google it.
Look,
I stand by my sources
Feels
so
like
much.
an
I
app you could
guarantee it.
download or something.
all right. I trust you then.
Dude, the Tesla has just like there's no motor at all. Obviously, it's electric. There's just 5 components. It's just a computer, wheel, steering wheel, then like in terms of like the drive
Yeah,
shaft.
there's no like gears. Yeah.
Dude, Teslas are like they're like crushing people in drag races. They come off faster than like Ferraris
Yeah.
because there's none of that like cylinder, fire, all that stuff. This is just like hit a button. And it's like and they're crushing people in races. So it's funny because if you're a hardcore gearhead, a lot of them are like, yeah, but you just can't come over the fucking turbine. And like, dude, Teslas are just blowing these cars off a lot. Just so funny.
Yeah, he's doing that challenge with the truck. If
What's
they haven't
that?
already, with his truck, like a tug of war with like an F-150.
He's gonna crush it.
And the Tesla truck.
Dude, he's gonna crush it.
Well, I guess would they? Because you won't change gears, right? In the tug of war.
You wouldn't change gears?
Yeah.
No.
Like the F-150 wouldn't. So it would just be its like torque or whatever.
Yeah, I doubt they would agree to do it if they thought they were going to get crushed. I bet those dudes have.
Dude, exactly. These guys are physicists. They can just calculate.
Well, no, either one though. I bet the truck, the regular truck people are like, we got a shot.
Yeah, but they can get an F-150 and then just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, those dudes can like launch shit to the moon. They can calculate the weight and the speed of the truck.
Yeah.
I feel like F-150 is probably just owned by cowboys. They're probably like, no, our engines are too strong. We have 400 horsepowers.
True. 400 horsepowers. Where are we at time-wise?
53 minutes.
All right, sick. What else we got going on? Oh, me and Okani, we were in Worcester.
Mm-hmm.
On Thursday I did the Wilbur Theater in Boston with Sal from Impractical Jokers. What a real dog, dude.
Yeah, he's a man.
What a real one.
Was it Volcano or something?
Yeah. Sal saw that he was in Boston. I was like, I got to be in Boston on Thursday night because I have shows in Worcester Friday and Saturday, but I need to do radio in Boston, which fucking blows, dude.
How was it?
Morning radio. It was like 6:15 a.m.
Yeah.
I had to get picked up and go to this like the sports station I did was fucking awesome, but the first one I did was this like pop station, and this dude, this like old radio guy that like can't not be the funniest guy in the room.
Yeah.
He like acted like he was busting.
He was crushing me. He was crushing
because
you?
he was making fun of the Woo Ha Ha, the comedy club. He was like, "No, we're just kidding. We're just kidding around here. Don't worry." I was like,
he was making fun of you for doing the Woo Ha Ha.
I literally don't give a fuck. I was like, I can't.
What was he saying about Wuha?
I think they were like trashing Worcester as like a bad town.
He was calling
He was
you.
just trying to like belittle something I was doing.
He was acting like you weren't fucking the big.
Yeah,
you acting like you weren't big time. He was like this little fucking kid.
Yeah, it was like cool pop station. You fucking loser.
So you got
No. I was just like, oh yeah. No, you're getting me. It's okay. I'm not gonna. It was fucking 6:15 in the morning, and
dude, you could have fucking
not allowed to swear.
You can be like, dude, put on some more Christina Aguilera or whatever the fuck you got going on.
Where was that guy from? Was he from Boston? Did he have like a thick accent?
No, I don't think he had a thick accent. He's just, man, the morning radio people are just.
You should go on and be like dead serious. Like, I'd appreciate if you stopped undermining what I'm trying to do here.
True.
Thank you.
But no, then I told Sal I had to be in Boston on Thursday because I saw he was there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, come fucking do some stand-up at the Wilbur, which is a sick theater there.
That's awesome.
And I was like, all right. Like, I'm surprised.
Yeah, you sure, bro?
Are you going to be allowed to have me on your show?
Yeah,
And he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
Sal's,
no way
Sal's
any
the
of that-
fucking man.
He also, they basically own that channel.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, like,
And his audience, right, is like got to be.
they're cool.
sort of
His
in
audience
your
is
wi-
all right.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, this whole episode basically was an audition for Impractical Jokers.
True.
All we did was talk about
remote
farts.
control
Yeah.
farts.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, then Friday and Saturday at Worcester, that was fun. But
What's
Saturday night,
Yeah.
things took a turn.
What'd you guys do?
One of the dogs brought a bag of mushrooms, and we ate them. And
What?
had a
Yeah,
wild.
it was really fun.
A lot of alcohol in the mix, or no?
No, not a lot of
No,
alcohol.
I had a few. beers.
I had a cup, but nothing. I wasn't drunk.
Gotcha.
Just took a lot of mushrooms.
The fuck did you guys do?
At one point, I went to like a bag of chips, like crushed the rest of the bag, all the crumbs that were still in it. And Chris was like, "No."
I was like,
Shane,
dude, I
no.
don't think you want to do that.
And I was like, "Shut
Yeah.
up, I'm fine." And then I blast off, baby.
Damn, what
We had
happened?
a fun night. The little Maxer was up there with
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we had a
You took
hotel
some?
room.
Yeah.
BBG was there.
Oh, hell
out,
yeah.
out from her exile in the mountains.
She came down for the mountains and
BBG
vision
came
quested
down
with
from
you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
dude, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Damn.
She literally couldn't speak. BBG could not talk.
Yeah. At one
She
point,
was like, she kept trying to give like input and like
She-
say something and couldn't talk.
What's it called? Glossolalia or something? She went into elf
No.
tongue.
She really did.
That's like when people speak in tongues.
And then she would laugh the whole time. She didn't stop laughing, start to finish.
My brother
Yeah.
did that at he went to a family Christmas party that was like just like it was on my mom's side of the family, and he thought he could like sneak eat some mushrooms and just like act like he was drunk because he like had a couple of beers, like oh drinking beers, ate a bunch of mushrooms, or playing board games, and he was like heavy lifters. He got home, and, dude. We were like worried. 'Cause we were like, I was like, dude, we gotta get him the fuck out of here. So luckily, my one uncle was so drunk that they were just kind of going back. They were
Yeah,
like
yeah,
two
yeah.
fucking dogs.
Yeah, they had no idea.
And neither of them had any idea of the other. Like the other, my brother was clearly tripping on mushrooms. My uncle was just like, I think you had a couple too many, bud.
Dude.
He was all hammered. Dude, he went home on the couch and was going, hip, 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 pointing to the top, going, lifters. Dude, he's talking like fucking E.T. for like 3 hours.
Wow.
He kept talking about the lifters, dude. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
dude, at one point,
yeah.
Baby G was trying to explain to me that like all her toes had like different opinions. We're trying to
Really?
like, yeah, trying to talk to her
I was
about
just laying
stuff.
on the
How big of a
floor.
bag of mushrooms did he give you guys?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good size.
Sounds like you guys each
Lot.
at least
Yeah,
ate
yeah,
like
yeah.
an eighth. You guys were like fully blasted off.
Sure. With the bag he gave me, I was like, oh, nice. I'll have this for a while.
Like a fat boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave you guys like
I
an
think
ounce of
you
mushrooms.
probably had an eighth or more.
I had a lot.
Yeah.
I had most of it.
That's why I was like, because I did not have, I had like a couple caps, and I was
Yeah.
like flying.
Okay.
And then I
you made-
saw
you made,
him
like, 0.8?
eat like a bunch, and then
I had a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you-
love mushrooms.
They're great.
Every time I've taken it, it's been so fun.
They're awesome.
Dude, me and Claire had to walk back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
We were staying at a different hotel than Mackie and Chris. And like at 4 a.m, we had to do this treacherous, like a half mile through Worcester. It was so fucking windy and cold out. This cop was circling, dude. He was trying to get us the same way that dude in South Carolina did, like making sure we didn't jaywalk. He was just
Yeah.
circling the block, every block we went on.
What can he do?
You could pull us over for jaywalking. I mean, we were clearly.
Oh, you
getting
guys
fucked
jaywalked?
up. No, we made sure we didn't. We stopped and stood still at every single light. There's
different-
no
yeah.
traffic around. He
That's the
must have
difference
been like,
between alcohol
"What
and
the
mushrooms."
fuck?" Yeah, true.
Alcohol, it's like, come on, let's run across the fucking street. We got
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
You know, mushrooms, like, we must obey the street signs.
Yeah. At one point, she stopped underneath this bridge and was like petting a bush. And she was like, Shane, this bush is telling me. I was like, you are petting dirt on the side of a highway. Let's fucking go. And she's like, you ruined everything.
Oh, my
And
God.
then we get back to the room. I lay in bed, dude. Close my eyes. It's a fucking kaleidoscope. It was
Yeah.
so sick.
I love how stern you remain on mushrooms.
I do.
Dude, Like, yeah, I was impressed.
You're like a Viking.
Every time I take mushrooms, I'm very, very serious. I mean, I laugh the whole time, but
For sure.
I'm not like, I don't lose my shit.
That's hilarious.
But I was laying in bed. The bed felt so fucking good. I was like, I was like, get in here to her because she was still in the bathroom, like scream laughing. I was like, it feels. I knew I would have been asleep right away if she wasn't there. And then she got it, and we laughed for like 3 hours. Both of us being like, all right, stop. We got to go to sleep. And then like 30 seconds later, someone would be like, just start laughing.
God.
And then I woke up like 2 hours later. I fell asleep, and I woke up to her crying. That lasted for a while, and she like tried to explain to me why she was crying and wanted me, and I was like, I cannot listen to whatever you're about to tell me. I can't,
because it's just like someone starts just recounting like the history of the universe. That's how they got to this place.
Oh, she was still tripping and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, wild night.
Yeah, that's wild. What time did you guys wake up?
We woke up at like fucking 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't really...
after checkout. We woke up to the hotel, the room service, like walking in. Like, they thought we were gone. Like,
That's
a lady
so
in the room.
fucking
Like,
funny.
get the fuck out. And then I looked at the clock, and I was like, oh, sorry. Sorry about it. You were right. Yeah, fun
That's so
fucking
funny.
night.
She was, like, tripping, about to bare her soul to you, and you're like...
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it.
I was like, I can't listen to this. I didn't say it in a mean way. I was just
I
like,
got you. I know what you're saying,
I
yeah.
was like, I just woke up.
Yeah, like, don't.
The whole week, she's bad to sleep with. She's not a good. You ever like have someone?
like
She'll just
tosses
rip
and
the
turns.
covers off.
Yeah.
Rips the covers off me like 4 times a fucking night.
Yeah.
When I had to wake up for radio, she set an alarm clock for. I told her 5:45. It was 5, and then just hit snooze every 8
I
minutes
fucking hate that, man.
for the last hour of sleep I was supposed to get. And I was just like, "Are you fucking?" Every time the alarm went off, I was like, "What time is it?" And she was like, 5:15. I was like, "Fucking! I told you." Like, all right, I still have another half hour.
Yeah.
I'd fall asleep right away, wake up, and be like, what time is it? She's like, it's 5:20. God damn it.
That's a Bay thing. Bays like a long snooze.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what it is or what they're doing. You know what? Actually, Brittany told me that she snoozes, and then in between intervals thinks about what she's going to wear that day. So that's like they'll start mapping out their schemes, dude. So they'll hit it at like 5 o'clock and lay there for 45 minutes. And then, like, scheme out. Dude, my ex-wife used to wake up, watch TV for, like, an hour before she went to work.
Yeah.
She used to wake up an hour early to watch TV.
My mom used to do that. She was a teacher, so she would have to leave at, like, 6.
Yeah.
She would wake up at, like, 5 to watch the news for an hour.
It was crazy. Yeah,
Like a
same
cup of
thing.
coffee.
I kind of wish I could do that.
Why?
So do I.
Just
It'd be
because
nice to wake up, get a coffee, and fucking...
Watch the
I wake
news?
up, dude, I wake up and I'm just like, fuck,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
late.
And 90% of the things I do, I show up at, and I'm still waking
Yeah.
up. Like,
No,
don't
I
know
mean,
what
getting
the
up early is awesome. I'm saying getting up specifically to watch TV. Dude, I was watching, like, TV on the flight. I was watching, all I had was, like, live TV
It's
on my
crazy
phone.
how bad it is.
Bro, I was watching the news, and it was like, it's
ridiculously bad.
It's crazy. I was going back between Fox News, CNN, whatever, NBC, all the newses, like the different branches of it. Dude, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Of some guy being like, whenever you mute it, it just looks like people blinking. If you watch like a split screen and then mute the news when people are in like a Rachel Maddow, like 4-panel person, dude, mute the news next time. It's just people just going slowly blinking, and then like some guy like using his body to be like making it's the fucking funniest thing to watch.
I saw the news for like 10 seconds this week, and it was because Trump made fun of Greta Thunberg.
Thunberg.
News anchor being like, "This week's fucking my opinion," and him standing in front of a picture of like Ivanka or Melania and being like, "Mrs. First Lady, if you want to take on bullying, why don't we start with your husband?
Yeah.
He's bullying." It's like, dude, shut the fuck up,
Dude.
It's an opinion that's
an opinion
2 years old. Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Dude, I started with Fox News. I was watching Tucker.
Tucker's giving you the biz.
Tucker's going. They're talking about all of them are talking about impeachment. That's all they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, Tucker's like, "Oh yeah, they had it with the Russians, and they're gonna do it again." And he's like laughing at them, and him and the other guy are just like laughing it up the whole time. Then you go to the next one, they're just like, "I mean, what do you think this? What do you think the strategy here?" And dude, no one said anything of importance like at all. I'm watching it, and it's like, well, clearly here we have to think about that, dude. It's so funny watching how the different ones like communicate and stuff.
That's how dumb.
It's all like, how
We
do you
are.
think this is going to play with the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And then someone will say something slightly like, well, I mean, impeachment. Here's 3 things about impeachment. And I don't know if we can do it. The House is.
It is like, all right, so everybody has their favorite team. Mm-hmm. It's like watching NFL Countdown.
For sure.
That's what the news is now. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, the Bengals play the Steelers today.
Yeah.
We're going to spend 3 hours talking about the Steelers pass rush. And if you're a fucking Steelers fan, you're like, yeah,
Yeah, dude.
I like the sound of this. Who do you think's going to win? Would spend 20 minutes talking about that. It's like we watch these guys talk about a game for 3 hours before we watch a fucking 3-hour game. Like, just wait. You don't need their opinions. Just watch the fucking game.
And I swear to God, the moment they get to something actually interesting, they're like, we have to go to break. It's like,
Yeah.
break for what?
But then they come back and they don't and they don't go the advertisements. But when they come back and it's like, it's always a letdown. It's like, wait, I thought you guys were about to tackle some serious
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, it's like Ghost Hunters. Right before the commercial, they're like,
Yeah.
what was that? You know,
I mean, dude,
you gotta sit through some commercials to see what it was.
they were talking, the stuff they were talking about, like I can kind of loosely remember it. I wouldn't even bring myself to discuss their talking points because it was such a waste of time.
Yeah.
I got in a bad vortex on the way back of like an everything sucks kind of vortex.
Yeah.
Remember that episode of South Park where he's like,
Yeah,
holy fuck,
yeah.
everything. Dude, I was watching it. I was like, because I was going through, I could choose between like whatever channels are on TV to watch. And I was like, there's not a single thing on here.
Bro.
Even the news is like, you could be like, I watch the news. It's like, that might be as bad as watching fucking Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear to God, dude, there's no, in terms of like,
Sustenance.
yeah.
Gold Rush is probably better.
Better, I would say,
Substance.
Yeah, yeah.
Substance, yeah.
Sustenance.
Dude, because I'm watching it, I was like freaked out, like genuinely freaked out watching the news. And
I
I'm
had
like,
a-
whoa, people fucking believe this?
I had a freak out when we watched probably the worst piece of shit I've ever seen in my life yesterday.
What?
It's called Six Underground.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's a Michael Bay movie with Ryan Reynolds and like a group of like hot spies or some shit. They're like
Nice.
vigilantes. They're hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What was this?
It's like a new movie on Netflix, and
The budget was $185 million.
Yes,
like it's just
absurd. Yeah.
ridiculous. And I mean, some of the violence that's over the top is kind of funny, but it's like Ryan Reynolds keeps doing that snarky thing.
Like in Deadpool?
It's almost the exact same character as Deadpool. Like
Yeah.
he's sitting down with like a mob boss in the beginning where he's like, "You're gonna pay me," and the guy's like, "I'm going to kill you," and he's like, "Well, if you do that, it's gonna suck
Yeah.
for your face."
It's literally
Yeah,
Deadpool.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
It's the kind of thing where like someone will have a gun to his head and they'll be like, "I'm gonna kill you," and he's like,
Yeah,
"My
well-
mom always said I had a thick skull.
Yeah,
Go,
like stuff
go
like
for
that.
it." Yeah.
Oh,
What?
shit, man.
You're like, oh man, well, I wish you wouldn't. Stuff
Well,
like that.
Most people.
Oh, gross! Like somebody will get shot, and I'll be like, "Oh, gross!"
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Most people will watch that and be highly entertained.
Yeah, we looked at the reviews. It's not the worst reviewed movie.
Yeah,
It's so bad though.
People are like, "This is like a new franchise." Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
Eee.
it's terrifying because you're like, I'm so far from this.
yeah.
Of ever thinking of something like this and trying to pitch this to somebody. It's like it's wall to wall garbage. Like the whole premise is that they're all dead.
Yeah, they all faked their own deaths.
Okay.
And they're all like, one's an ex-spy, one's a doctor, one's a fucking driver, one's a parkour kid from England.
What's up?
So it's like a Fast and Furious style, like, we're family. That's the message of the movie, by the way.
Stop.
At the end, he's like, we are family.
Dude, well, I mean, I know Amazon does like original content. I'm sure now they're probably bleeding in with some of these movie scripts. They're probably taking like the research from like these huge AI things and just kind of putting them in scripts, because you can now write a movie as a business thing, being like, this is what people are talking about, this is what people
It
tend
does
to be
really
interested
feel
in.
like a computer wrote this movie.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
100%.
I would think that people are starting to mess around with that, like AI generated scripts off like all of the little things that people tend to respond to.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, because that's who definitely put this together. It was it was fucking insane. The product placement in it was great. Like, there's like in the movie, there's like they try to overthrow this Middle Eastern dictator. Mm-hmm. There's like one scene that makes, in hindsight, even during it, I was like, "What? Why is this happening?" They like fake like they're with the Red Cross at this what's supposed to be Syria.
Yeah.
And there's a gas attack by the government that like kills everybody.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to him in a casino like there's no point for that scene.
The
There
gas
was no
attack?
espionage. It was nothing.
There was a lot of times where you'd be 10 minutes into a flashback and find out
it was a flashback.
Find out that it's a flashback.
Damn, sounds like a
what-
fucking sick writer.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's a sick move in writing. But, oh, wait, it was just a dream.
And
Yeah, except it wasn't even supposed to be like a twist that it was a dream. It wasn't like a twist.
Yeah, I
it was
got what
just
you're
like
saying,
impossible to follow this. And Mekhi was like timing the shot. The shots were 1 second long. It was just clips of shit. The whole movie. They never kept on the same scene for more than 2 seconds.
yeah, it was
Just cut to like a fucking helicopter flying a fucking jet. It just sucked.
Well, that's also weird, too, because I feel like there's... I mean, I'm not saying you guys hate watched it, but that's like a viable...
We hate watched it.
Okay, so you guys did hate watch it.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
That's become a viable form of entertainment.
Sure,
I mean, dude, did you ever
yeah.
go to the Fighter and the Kid subreddit? It's people hate listening to that podcast just so they can talk shit on it afterwards. The whole entire subreddit is dedicated to hating that podcast, and then people show up to his gigs and they're like, if it's not that like crowded,
Yeah.
they'll be like, look how fucking empty it is here. What a fucking loser. And it's like,
Ugh.
Yeah, did you see that picture he posted?
what?
Shab at the Borgata.
No.
We're not naming people.
Well, it is. It's about
He's
about
Fighter
Chop.
and the Kid,
But
yeah,
people,
yeah.
he's developed like a hate cult around him.
Yeah,
But-
that's what happened to O&A.
A hate cult that follows his every move now and reports on it, which is it's like a
People do give him like almost too much shit somehow. Like I watched like a video of people talking about how like they're like his fucking brain is fucked, and it's just like he just forgets stuff every once in a while. He does 10,000 hours of content a week.
Yeah. That that happened to O&A. That happened to every single person on O&A.
yeah.
Like everybody except when Patrice died, they were all like, he was the legend. Before that, they would all call him like a fucking gorilla and crazy shit.
Really?
Yeah, dude. O&A's subreddit was all
Nasty
the
motherfuckers. Huh?
meanest people, dude.
That makes sense.
Just they hate Anthony. They hate Anthony Cumia.
That's funny too because I'm thinking about like being on job sites and having people blast O&A and just thinking about what lurks in the darkest corners of their minds, and it's probably like fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was interesting. I've been following that subreddit and just watching people kind of, and I'm like, what is this? What is this new form of like hate entertainment where you just watch stuff and you're like, dude, they're doing it with comedy. There's a whole thing with stand up now where there's a whole thing where you're a journalist and you like monitor comedy and you're like, and this guy did this. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? There's like a focused hatred now into entertainment where you can just like actively hate things with other people.
Yeah, and what they're doing with comedy is insane.
It's weird.
Like there's a group of journalists that are like, this is the like frontier of the dangerous right in this country.
I know.
It's like, no, it's not. These are comedians. Like,
Yeah.
dude, go focus on a real problem. Not
Yeah.
did Chappelle make fun of transgender people? It's like, just go focus on a real issue.
Yeah.
Not that. That's not a thing. Stop trying to make it a thing.
That is weird to be like, this is fascism rising.
Louis in Israel
I was
saying
hilarious.
he'd rather be in fucking Auschwitz than New York.
Yeah.
He got a standing ovation at the end of the show.
Yeah, they laughed.
And then across the ocean, somebody was like, he's anti-Semitic. Yeah. It's like, dude, get a fucking life.
Yeah,
Isn't he
for real.
Jewish? Isn't he like
He's some Jewish.
Part Jewish.
some Jewish.
Probably 30%.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I don't know. It's weird. Well, I'll like catch myself getting caught up in like I would like watch stuff and like, oh, yeah, it sucks, and like I've just dropped that altogether now. Which
Yeah.
is just I just don't want any part of any of it, dude.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
was in that for a while.
I
for
notice
sure.
I do it
It's
the
hard
most.
not to.
Yeah, when I'm hungover.
That's
Like if I
interesting.
wake up and I'm super hungover, I feel terrible about myself. I like just go on the internet. I'm like, this person sucks. This
Yeah.
person sucks, and I like.
Yeah, it's kind of why I got rid of Instagram and Facebook. I would just
Yeah,
open it up and be like, this fucking blows.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do. I'll get on, see like a comic post something on Twitter, and they'll be like, I bet they talked shit. And then I'll go to their page, scroll for 9 years back to when it happened. Because each one of these shitty no-name comics tweets 1,000,000 times a day.
True.
It's crazy.
So you've been building up the fucking
I got
list.
a dossier, dude. I got the list of everyone who talks shit. Now I'm never going to do anything. I'm probably not
Sure.
going to say anything back.
But you
I'll just
know.
smile at them and be like, hey,
Yeah.
how are you?
Yeah, it's hard to. It's hard to hold on to a grudge.
I got mine. I got a couple grudges in the tank.
No, but it is like I don't know. I wish I was better at like holding on to just hating somebody.
No. especially in comedy, dude.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
gives a
Yeah.
fuck?
I don't
He used to
know,
be a
but it could be
moron.
like a good like motivation.
Yeah, but then what though? Come out and be like, I'm doing it to fuck.
No, well,
this
you
guy.
never say it out loud.
True.
You just keep it in there as
Yeah.
like a yeah.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
So let it kind of degrade inside of you.
Yeah, but as soon as something good happens, I'm like,
Everybody's great.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Dude, as soon as I started getting stuff when I moved to New York, I dropped all that. That was all I did.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this comic. They suck. Fuck them. They suck.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I started getting stuff, I was like, no, they're pretty good. They're funny. You should check them out.
They're a good person. Yeah.
No, for sure. But that's slightly different. I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's also slightly different because, like, you kind of have your hat in that ring to where you can be like, I can do this too. And when it's just like consumers of a product who are like,
Oh, yeah.
and there is always like an element of
we
truth.
just watched that movie purely out of hate. Like,
Which one? Oh, yeah.
the Six Underground.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching it and I was like, this is hurting me.
Yeah.
I kept telling them, like, you guys, this is like, physically, I was angry during the movie. The whole movie. I was angry.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is upsetting.
Well, I mean, in terms of art, it elicited an emotional response from you guys. So technically, it would be
Which it wasn't, dude, it made, like, Fast and Furious is awesome compared to this.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
those movies are genuinely good compared to this movie.
Yeah.
How did the Mexter know about it?
He didn't. It's like the #1 movie on Netflix. It's like their front home screen. It was, dude, again, $185 million to film this thing. It's Michael Bay.
Dude,
It's Transformers.
There
Was
was
this Netflix original content?
Yes.
there's so much crazy shit where like someone would be like in a pool underwater, like stuck in a pool with like guards walking around, and then the next scene they'd be on the side of a building, like dry as a bone.
That was truly astounding.
It's like
Same. It was
not
a British. It
addressed-
was a British parkour kid. They sent him in first to the top of the skyscraper. Classic glass infinity pool at the top of the skyscraper. The sniper shot a hole in the side of the glass for him to breathe out of because he was stuck underwater. And then the next scene is him climbing the side of a building, totally dry. Never showed him get out of the pool. Nothing.
and there was no need for
out of control.
any of them to fake their own death. There was no need.
Absolutely no
There's
need.
absolutely no need for it because they just got fake paperwork,
Yeah.
which is it.
Well, I sometimes wonder if we're like drowning in a content maze. We're just like, I saw this other thing. I saw this thing. And meanwhile, it's like nobody does shit. And everyone's just sitting around being like, dude, I saw this fucking thing.
Yeah.
I've been really trying to get out of all consuming content online as much as possible.
Yeah.
And just like actually, and like trying to do stuff. And it's like so fucking, I've been like putting all my effort into that. And it is so hard because as soon as I have like a second free, I'm like, I pull up my phone to start mindless. That's true. That is true. But that's the thing that kind of sucks. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna sit down for the licenses and all that stuff because I just like, I mean the code of ethics is I had to write a report on the code of ethics, like, which is hilarious. It's like fucking like I'm in 6th grade, but I had to do a report on the code of ethics in order to stay in school. So they're just like it's like the most flimsiest, like weirdest, subjective stuff you can think of, and then they're like at the end of it, it comes down to like, and these matters will be decided by the bodies who are in charge, and it's just like, it's just crazy. The ethical considerations are just like, it's like be good, and it's like okay, like very good. Am I good or not?
Well, that's pretty fucked, man. So you've been doxxed.
Kind of.
I think
Yeah. Yeah,
Listen,
actually, I have.
I don't know the details. Short of like some CNN articles, and I'm not especially interested in getting into it.
Sure.
And in no way do I sort of condone that type of stuff. Listen, I listen to Chapo. Okay, I'm very
Sure.
progressive.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what went on there, but the reason why I'm interested in sort of what you're doing is that from my perspective, we have a huge need for psychotherapy, and people sort of mainstream medicine, I think, is sort of woefully incompetent in terms of addressing those needs. I mean, most recently, I've been feeling like a poser.
Why?
So here's my situation. I inherited a practice where you know, without, and of course I would never discuss patient identifiers or patient specifics, but where, you know, there's demographics, let's say, you know, you're postmenopausal woman who is struggling with her sexual identity and, you know, is depressed. And here you are as a, you know, let's say a 30 something or trying to talk them through their problem. You don't have the life experience. You don't have the training, and you don't have the willpower. You don't like trying to, you know, even bring myself to understanding this woman's issue in 15 minutes, which is sort of the constraints that we have, is totally unrealistic. So that's where the therapists come in. So I've been shopping around in my you know, small city, we'll call it, and there is no government covered options for these people, and the folks with any professional designation are running, you know, $100 an hour. So it's prohibitive for especially people that are personality disordered and therefore can't even get along in the workplace, right? They're sort of by definition non-functioning, and are a huge burden on the taxpayer in terms of all the social welfare that they need to sort of you know, exist. So anyway, I don't know what the solution is, man.
Well, so when you say, just to clarify, when you say personality disorder, are you talking like borderline personality or like character disorder? Like what I know what you're talking about. I just want to make sure it's clear for people who are listening.
Yeah, you know, I think that by far and away the most challenging patients are the borderlines and the narcissistic personality disorder, and then maybe to a lesser degree dependent. But I think it's fair to say, I don't know what your experience has been, that, you know, the people that we sort of highlight are the borderlines. Sure. Because they have, you know, they tend to have tumultuous relationships with any of their care providers or the people that sort of support them in the social welfare sort of system, right? They're all about, and again, I'm sorry for making these types of generalizations, but sort of by definition are about externalizing responsibility. They have no sense of, you know, personal locus of control. So they're looking for someone to blame. And those relationships become super hard to navigate because they're like, hey, you know, you said that this fucking SSRI was going to make me feel better. And I still feel like shit. I'm still slitting my wrists. I'm still showing up to the emergency department every other week. What are you doing wrong? Why aren't you, as my doctor, taking care of me?
Okay, yeah, no, that makes. Have you ever read the Road Less Traveled?
No, I haven't.
Pretty good. It's an old book. There's I think it was written in the 70s by a psychiatrist, and he talks about like the different like people who have, you know, who are character disordered, quote unquote, versus like neurotics, and neurotics tend to take excessive responsibility, where people who have character disorders or typically personality disorders tend to take zero responsibility for what they're doing. Like, you know, it's kind of like he was saying the same thing. Like people with character disorders are like the hardest people to work with because unless they enter in, they grant themselves some sort of locus or control or responsibility over their own lives, it's basically pointless on some level. I mean, it's not pointless because you should always try, but it can be futile in those cases.
And that's how it feels, man.
Especially in 15 minutes. Yeah, especially in 15 minutes. Yeah. It's like, well,
you're listening to them sort of kvetch and complain, and I don't have the training to offer therapy. I mean, you guys are in school for, you know, 2 years anyway, and then doing whatever your fucking 10,000 hours of supervised training on these issues specifically, right? I don't have a clue. That's why I feel like a fraud. I feel like a poser.
Well, here's the thing. So this is like I work with children, like you know, like high schoolers pretty much, and some middle schoolers. But the thing that dude, I've been thinking exactly what you're saying has been something I've been thinking about, because like there was a kid I was working with who was let's say, I'll try to mix up say he was afraid of trees, right? Or no, it wasn't trees. Say he was afraid of like looking at it wasn't a school. I'm trying to get, I guess I can say it. Say he was afraid of hospitals, right? every time, due to a traumatic experience in his life, he's afraid of hospitals. Every time he passes one, he sees a hospital, he gets what is basically like an anxiety response and just can't look at it. So I'm working with him, kind of exposing him to the idea of like making himself look and like counting down the seconds and stopping when it's too uncomfortable. So I'm doing all this work with him, using all of the exposure therapy and all this fancy shit. And then he comes in like 2 days next week comes in, he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. I can look at hospitals now." And it's like, "Well, like how?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm the best." I'm like, "Well, what happened?" And he was like, "Well, I tried the week before, I couldn't do it. And then the next week I was doing it. My friend asked me, he was like, 'Hey, what are you doing?' And I was like, 'Oh,' and he explained like, I'm scared of hospitals. This is why I'm scared of hospitals, and I've been told I like try to look at them as long as I can." And his friend was like, "Oh, I'll do it with you." And this kid, he's like, after that, my friend was doing it with me. It was totally fine. So it's like no therapist can reproduce that. That's something irreproducible in therapy that people just like don't think about. And how is that so strong to have a friend do something with you? And you have to pay a guy $175 to listen to you. I'm just, like I said, I'm kind of like, I'm at the point where I just want to work on developing peer counseling networks, because it's like I just don't buy that. Like, I think it's more of a personality type than like a trained thing. I mean, I guess over hours and hours of experience, you do get proficient in like how to help people, but like, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people who could probably sit there for 20 years getting $175 an hour, not really producing any sort of tangible benefit, or very minimal, I should say.
No, and I hear that. And I guess there is probably an evidence base around, for example, like peer support. Sure. So in that case, you saw that, you sort of saw that practically applied. And I mean, it's certainly true that like DBT or dialectical based therapy, as far as borderline personality, I think has the most evidence. But can anyone really define that therapy or those groups of therapies? So I sat in on a personality disorder service because I'm trying to better understand these people and sort of my vain attempts to help them. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing how in this group setting they've sort of developed this culture of victimization, and they're all very fluent with sort of the lexicon of the therapy. So they talk about things like action urges and things that you'll be familiar with. But yeah, I question at sort of the end of the sessions, it's like, okay, well, what did we accomplish here today? And how is this going to change, this individual's sort of patient's outcome? But certainly that's like you spoke about making peer or facilitating peer support networks. At least that's sort of scalable.
Yeah.
As opposed to sort of one-on-one, you get some guy laying down on a fucking couch and you smoke your pipe and analyze his dreams. Like that's sure for the select few that will have the insurance or have access to that level of therapy. That's one thing, but certainly not the majority of people.
Yeah, the majority, especially the people who are mandated therapy, where they don't get to choose who they go to. They just have to show up and like they're just matched with some random person who they probably or might not like very much. So it's like, yeah, in that case, it can kind of be a disaster.
Yeah, they're being forced into it. Yeah, to keep to keep their job or whatever it may be. But I don't know. I don't think that's to say that as a field, I don't think that there's a lot that there's value in sort of formal training. One of the things, for example, I was surprised to learn about was sort of the impact of early childhood experience, and even the value of sort of exploring early childhood trauma as sort of a pathological, genesis for personality disorders. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't something that I really, I saw sort of the whole like Freudian, like I still don't buy the fact that I want to fuck my mother. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like, it's certainly true that, across the board, these people had less than supportive parents, if not, frankly, abusive parents. And, there's a theme where they describe really like shallow relationships with their parents. So, people didn't take care of them. And now that's sort of what they seek all the time. That is someone to take care of them. And of course, I'm talking about borderline personality disorder at this point. So
yeah.
I think it's pretty fascinating.
So have you done like a lot of training in like trauma theory and like toxic stress and all that stuff?
No,
into, like,
zero, dude.
Really?
Zero.
'Cause that's all I've done. That's the one thing I'll give my school. It's like they hammer that into your head, which is like, to me, that's the thing that makes the most sense, being that like you can measure it on brain scans, you can measure the changes in the brain, you can
right.
The whole idea of like when you grow up in an environment where you're either being abused or like other people are being abused, like your amygdala grows, and like when your amygdala and all those fear stress responses are fired up, you can't use your prefrontal cortex. You typically can't use your prefrontal cortex while your amygdala is firing. So if your amygdala is always kind of like on,
they're kind of mutually inhibitory.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing that makes the most sense to me, and that's the thing, honestly, that is the best scientific backing for Freudian concepts of like early childhood, because he, back then, like, you just would compare things to what you knew about, and like myths were like their TV shows back then. So it was like, of course he's going to be, or I guess if you were like, super wealthy and super educated, myths were your TV show. But it's still like that was their comparison. So there's a lot of like weird shit that comes along with that. But the trauma theory to me is like almost scientific proof of, well, not even just proof as in like flat out, but like kind of lends itself to agree with a lot of those Freudian early childhood like psychoanalytic concepts.
Right. And they're borrowing from even more ancient concepts like Oedipus and yeah, I mean, there's obviously a wisdom there. But
but I hear what you're saying.
That I was skeptical about that sort of aspect, but that's been sort of a good learning experience. And I hear you. Like, of course, you need to be have like an empathetic disposition in order to be in the business at all, and that may be more valuable than the formal knowledge and training. But what the quandary that we're in, and it probably is the case in the States too, and certainly as you guys go towards single payer, is that you have this artificial hierarchy where you have your doc, it might be your internal medicine attending, who is writing the sick notes, who is writing the prescriptions, but who has very little formal training unless they seek it out, and doesn't have the capacity in terms of time or the resources to really do sort of like an in-depth diagnosis in terms of all these mental health issues. And psychiatrists are no help. Sorry, not in my area anyway. They're so burdened that they're there to discuss fourth line medications and resistant schizophrenia. They're not there to explore how daddy issues are causing this woman not to stay in the workplace.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, absolutely. And that's now, like I said, I didn't want to like I kind of can have like extreme language, and I didn't want to like say like, oh, you don't need any. I think training's good. It's just like, when you medicalize life problems, like you just mentioned, like you have daddy issues, but that can only be interpreted through like a medical, like the medical gaze, or I forget who said that. Like I forget which. There's some theorist who talks about that. So it's like if you have daddy issues, it's not really a medical problem, but seems like it can only be dealt with if it's tagged with the appropriate like disorder, quote unquote, and then insurance will kick in. When in reality, this person might just need like someone to model positive relationships to them and do all this other stuff that just takes a long time. That is like outside of like when I say training, I mean like, and this is what bothers me. I've seen sometimes in my schooling where people are just excited to like pin the tail on the donkey and be like, boom, ODD, boom, this and that. And it's like, yeah, that's cool and all. You read through the book and like match symptoms up, even though like most of the symptoms are the fucking same for like half of them. But it's just like,
right.
I'm more into what I want to get into is more like holistic therapy. Like I said, like plant medicine, exercise, sleep, diet, like all those other things. So when I deal with people and they're like, oh, I've only slept like 3 hours a night for the last week, it's like, Well,
might be a problem.
You're seriously upset. I can see why you're upset, but like if you were to sleep 8 hours, there's at least I'm inclined to believe that a good amount of your stress would kind of go away, or at least be mitigated. So it's like I don't understand. I mean, I understand why, because like you're just saying, it's all kind of filtered through this like medical hierarchy. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to get into, is like having more holistic approaches, more affordable approaches, and a more like kind of like a more centered communal experience for mental health for people. One that's actually good and measurable. That doesn't fall prey to all like the bullshit stuff.
Absolutely, man. And it's funny because for many what I would call medical illnesses, I push back against alternative medicine, putting crystals in your vagina to clear your Crohn's disease or whatever. But I think it's certainly true that for psychiatric or mental health issues that are so complex, and that are so that are modified by environment, that the holistic approach is what's needed. So in your work with kiddos especially, and you mentioned sort of the label of oppositional defiant disorder and all the ODD and all the stigma that's attached to that. Do you ever get the impression that parents are trying to medicalize their shitty parenting skills?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the parents I've dealt with have been like responsive, so like I'll talk to them a little bit, but my like my interaction with the parents is like really limited. Usually if I feel like it's like the work I'm doing is totally blocked at home, I'll call the parents to come in. But yeah, dude, there's a ton of literature about like overdiagnosis of ADHD, overdiagnosis of whatever, like ODD and these other things are typically misinterpreted trauma responses. So like if a kid's constantly hypervigilant, looking around the room, not paying attention in school, it might not be ADHD as much as it is the fact that he's constantly aroused and looking for danger because his parents are beating the fuck out of him or passing out drunk, or his mom's a prostitute and there's always weird people inside. So like sometimes things that are perceived as ADHD and the kid just gets thrown on pills is the fact that he's living in a situation that's like completely fucked up. So yeah, they get tranquilizers.
Behavior at home.
Exactly, and then like you were saying, it's like it's not even like it could be from the parents, but it's also like the doctor looks at him and goes, oh yeah, ADHD. They look in a book, they look in the DSM and go, oh well, this is ADHD, clearly, without asking like, well, what the fuck are you doing? What's going on in your house? They just match symptoms and they go medicine. Because I work with kids in the inner city, and like they're some of the most medicated kids like in America at all, or in America, like they just get pills thrown at them nonstop.
Of course. And the profit motive is there. I mean, not that sort of old hat stuff, but there's money to be made by selling stimulants. I don't know, man. It's tricky, and so you're starting to envision some solutions, especially as relates to sort of peer support networks. Some things that I think are exciting. Well, no, I shouldn't say exciting, but some things that I think are practical to get involved in, and I'm thinking about it even on a voluntary basis, are like community sports teams.
Yep.
I mean, these are simple, and they're not especially exciting. These are simple solutions, but from a cost effectiveness perspective, that might be more useful than sitting down with your newly graduated doctor that has 15 minutes and a prescription pad.
Yeah.
In terms of solving these problems.
Well, it's also like you can use, and I use like with the little, especially like the boy. Actually, at the middle school, I only work with boys, but it's like I'll do a thing where they have like a little like arcade basketball hoop, and I'll teach them mindfulness like techniques, but while shooting basketball. So I'm like, all right, take a deep breath, and I'm like, detach yourself from whether or not it goes in or out, and just let the ball leave your hand. And it's like, this is easy to do, and you could have entire sports teams based around kind of mindfulness practices instead of like some like 45-year-old dude who for some reason needs like a 8-year-old kid's team to win to feel good about themselves. So it's like, it would be nice to kind of, it would be nice to kind of like, and then he's just re-traumatizing kids being like, you gotta win, and they're just like, oh fuck. So yeah, it would be, I mean, what you're talking about would be cool to have like and people would, I guarantee, be like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. But like, adding therapeutic elements to sports and, making it, I don't know, like reconceptualizing some. I just think that, like, especially for little kids, it's like, well, what are they inherently interested in that you could kind of like mold in the way that it's not forcing them to do stuff. And honestly, too, a lot of the stuff that when I keep talking about, like, communal thing, it's just church. Like, we're missing church is, it's gone awry. We need to reconceptualize church and then be able to like linchpin just communities, families, all this stuff around a concept. And it's like, it doesn't have to be, like altar boys and weird Latin languages. It can like, I like the ancient, like the Greek thing of
I pray at the altar of Matt and Shane. It's hilarious, dude. You've seen it. You've been on the Reddit. Let's be honest for a second. It's so you've already started to institute these community solutions, and there's nothing wrong with a group of sort of like-minded guys getting on the Reddit and sharing ideas, and it's taken sort of more full form as far as I can see through Cumtown.
Mm-hmm.
So you they're on now. The problem is their sort of ethos is a little bit different because there's so much sort of irony poisoning. So I don't think that there's the same sort of sense of community, but it's certainly true that beyond. So you're familiar with Discord? I assume. Yeah. So you have people with complex relationships. Okay, this is the e-culture. Sort of boyfriend girlfriend type of people that are signing on the Cumtown Discord or on the Matt and Shane Discord and learning how to interact. And here's the reality. And I'm sorry for the listeners, but these might be basement dwellers. A lot of them, right? Mm-hmm. These might be people that are playing too many video games.
Okay.
And maybe are a little bit personality disordered, but it's a way for people to, learn how to interact with each other a little bit better. In the case of, maybe I'm speculating, in the case of some of the Cumtown Discord folk. And then, like you're pointing, and then maybe with a little more sort of fully formed communities where there's a little bit more of an ethic. On Reddit, for example, you're already establishing these peer support networks and giving people purpose and giving people a sense of and meaning. No, I think that's huge.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and it is. And again, it's not a slight to be like, there are a contingent of any online community that pretty much are, I would say, people who might be not like agoraphobic, but might just kind of be in this little box and cube and kind of unsure of how to proceed in the world. Which a lot of that goes back to your, like, what were your parents like? What did they teach you? What did they teach you the world was like through their behavior? Because as a 6-year-old kid, if your parents say they don't like you, that's the world saying the world does not like you. And then you carry that on throughout your life. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think there is a huge opportunity for people to kind of try to not redefine themselves, but like filter themselves through these different online communities and kind of like, challenge and poke themselves, or even just find solace. Like you're reading all this stuff, and there's a large faction of the world who are viewing the world in a way that you don't particularly like, and then you can kind of retreat back to like a little comfort. I know they'll be like, shut up, it's not a comfort zone. Fuck you, dude, you're fucking gay. But it's like, it's a comfort zone on some respect. You come back, dude, and you're like,
but that's comforting.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's kind of embryonic in some sense to fall back into a bunch of people who most likely agree with you, even though they fight a lot. Yeah. There's so much infighting on the subreddit. It's hilarious.
But there's something therapeutic about being razzed. Like it's, I don't know.
True.
Man. Like I think there's a lot of kind of healthy shit talk.
True. No, absolutely, man. I mean, I'm sure you've met people who can't take like a joke at all, and it's like they don't fare well in social situations.
Yeah, but no, man, we're all praying at the altar of Matt and Shane. So here's the thing: like I grew up without any real religion outside of being like a choir boy. Mm-hmm. And here we are, kind of holiday season now, and that's been difficult. Like I think I had the Western moral ethics just drilled into me by watching TV and stuff like that. But certainly I never had a faith, and that's definitely been difficult for me. I think that my family was sort of reactionary atheists and sort of extreme from that perspective. And it was weird growing up. Like, so I've heard your little twills or in trills. Were you in the choir as well?
No, I was an altar boy, but you
were an altar boy.
Yeah, I grew up on it. Well, I was in the choir for I quit because I didn't want to do a solo, even though I highly regret. That's like the most regrettable mistake in my childhood because I'm not a bad singer, so I could have wowed my class with my pipes, and I just bitched out in fucking 7th grade. And
we heard it.
Fuck, man, I still sweat. I'm like, what a bitch I was in 7th grade. But yeah, I had the opposite experience. I was like, if I masturbate, I'm going to hell. I had like a taste of like the Old Testament God for the first like 7 years of my life, and then it was just kind of like, yeah. But
yeah.
So you were the opposite. You grew up with like serious atheists, what is that like? Because that's like foreign to me.
Well, it was fucked, and it was fucked being part of the choir, for example, where we're singing, fall on your knees, praise be to God, the King has come type of thing. And I'm trying to reconcile that and scenes of Bethlehem with palm trees and baby Jesus with Santa. Santa was the pantheon of gods that I was comfortable with. And I thought that was from like Coca-Cola or something like that. I had no fucking idea what these guys were going on about.
Why were you in the choir? Why were you in the choir?
Because I had a beautiful singing voice.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up.
Yeah, until my voice cracked. I swear they would have castrated me if I had kept going. I know it was gorgeous.
Damn.
Yeah, but I couldn't. And the thing is that we brought I remember sort of a snide, sort of smug attitude of like, oh, these people are sort of delusional, but you couldn't but help get caught up in the spirit of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And singing together and sort of the glory of it and the wonder of it. And I mean, obviously, I have to give my folks credit. That's part of why they had me involved. But yeah, so now we don't have that. I mean, Is it still politically accessible to sing Christmas carols, or is that? I don't think that's PC anymore.
Well,
right?
there's a couple like Baby It's Cold Outside is slightly off limits. Even though I don't think
that's
you would
been
like.
Banned.
Yeah, I also don't think you would go to somebody's house and like try to entice them with that one. Like if you started singing Baby It's Cold Outside at someone's neighbor's door, that'd be kind of funny. But no, I think like I don't know. I think people would people started walking around Christmas caroling and all that stuff. I think most people would be kind of like, oh, that's nice. I mean, I did in class. We did a musical. So we had a music therapist come and like they like came into the class and without even speaking started singing as like a little like like ma 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 and like introducing themselves like my name is blah blah what and all that stuff. And it was funny because the class froze and then like she got us all to introduce ourselves. We had to sing our names and then keep patting the rhythm on the desk while we did it. It instantly centers an entire group. It's like the most. It was my attention drifts very like hard, and I was like zeroed in after we did that little like quick little singing and like desk drumming exercise. I was like, my attention was seized for 45 minutes. Like I was like rapturously listening to this lady and just taking in all of her words, just like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's
works better than Adderall,
dude. It's crazy. It's crazy how simple that is and how well that like zapped me in because I don't think I have ADHD, but I'd be willing to bet that if a doctor assessed me, I have forms of ADD or whatever. I definitely would come up positive for that. But it's like, dude, I did that with that lady and I was zeroed in, being like, wow.
Your blood. I'm sorry, sir. Your blood test has come back and you have ADHD. Yeah, but no, but exactly. Yeah, I think we all come back positive for some aspects of that diagnosis. But yeah, so you found that it was a way, especially in a group setting, to get everyone sort of on the same wavelength and everyone vibing.
Yeah, for me at least, because a lot of everyone bitched out. No one would sing along with the song, which kind of bothered me. Because it's like, seriously, you guys, the whole everyone just bemoans like Western civilization so rigid, and it's like, all right, here we go. We're all gonna sing together. You don't want to do this now? It's like, God damn it, that kind of bothered me. But but yeah, there is something like profound of the simplicity of sitting in a group of people, and as it's been kind of like made to be kind of silly, like to have a drum circle. But like, dude, if you got me 6 people and some drums, I would sit there for 4 hours and drum and fucking sing. I would love to do that. And it's so easy to do.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure if you were to hook people up to biomarkers before and afterwards, our blood pressure would drop and our, whatever else, our cortisol would drop. It's like a simple thing people can do together that we're for some reason kind of like super hesitant about.
For sure. Well, and I mean, those institutions are falling apart, right? I mean, church attendance is way down. Not that I'm like, fuck, man. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't have the first clue, and for all I know, it's probably boring as fuck to sit through a sermon. And
so boring.
But there's something missing. I mean, there's always going to be sort of societal pathology, but as we become more digital and more isolated, it's becoming more difficult to get together and to teach each other and to support each other as peers. And maybe that's why we're moving toward these online solutions. I mean, Facebook's worked well. Speaking of Facebook, one of the recommendations, so new dad, how far along is your baby? When do you anticipate?
She'll be here March 1st, according to the estimates. So you're a new dad, you said?
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Newish.
Congrats.
Yeah, I'm not going to dox myself specifically, but
congrats.
I found that, so it's difficult, especially the first 4 months. I mean, it's hilarious to complain as a dad, but the first 4 months are I found especially difficult, and so and no one has kids anymore. Everyone delays their kids until they're like 50 years old or 45 years old. So no one in my peer group had kids. So I went online, man. I had to go online.
That makes sense.
And I found huge community support for the first time. I didn't anticipate this on Facebook. And so there's groups for new dads, and there's like a hive mind that you can consult with practical questions with someone to sort of support you, and that was hugely useful.
Yeah, that is cool. Then that's the thing about online that's like you really can't like speak badly of, is that hive mind aspect, where it's like I can put out a question and like maybe 2,500 people within the span of a half an hour will formulate a piece of the response that I need. It's like you can't touch that in terms of like getting that elsewhere.
Yeah, dude. They can't hug you, but short of that, it's a pretty supportive environment. So how are you going to raise your kid? How are you going to mold them in terms of their are you going to circumcise? Or no, it's a little girl, isn't it?
Little girl, thank God, because that's a big beef. Yeah. That's a big beef between me and my wife right now. I'm saying no circumcision. I'm saying it's unnecessary. Let it. He can decide later. It's his. I was just reading an article about like there's an article in the Atlantic like what boys need to learn. What boys need to learn about being a man, and it was like little boys for some reason report like wanting to be like tall and strong and rich, and like we don't know where that's come from, and it's like.
Yeah, God forbid they would want that.
Yeah, and it's like really like you don't know where that's come from. It's like okay, it's like in every dating profile, it's like must be this tall, and like if you guys are like, oh, he's rich, it's like that's the one that, whatever. That's a whole different stuff. I'm not even gonna get sidetracked on that. But but with the whole like people finding seeking their level and everything, I'm like obsessed with this idea of building like some form of church, community center, whatever you want to call it, that has like some form of program where it would be like, you'd have like affordable daycare in there, because it would be, it would all be kind of peer controlled with like other people you kind of interact with. So it'd be like somewhere where people could exercise, somewhere people could do like kind of like therapy, community therapy, group therapy, like physical exercise, like just a gigantic community center that would be accessible and used by a bunch of people in a way that like I think people could benefit from. Since like you were like the churches are just like you sit there, you're bored for an hour and a half, you throw them $5 and you're like, sweet, I'm not going to hell. It's like I just don't think that that's kind of falling apart.
Right. Yeah, and I think in smaller communities, you get that a little bit more, like in terms of community centers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know all about this. You've mentioned tribes before on the podcast, but in terms of how we're sort of evolved for a social network of 400 people or something like that. But I think in bigger city centers, it's harder, even from a practical perspective, in terms of creating a community center with that sort of feel outside of going to a country club or buying into something that's sort of restricted to the public.
So what do you this is what I'm thinking of because again, if I opened a big thing in the middle of in Philadelphia and was like community center, it would just like it would turn into so many different things. But I'm thinking of creating physical extensions of online communities. So it's like this is kind of a word of mouth. It's not like word of mouth, like other people will be able to go, but it's like I'm going to build this physical space and tell people online
for
like,
IRL.
This is what I want to do. I want to have it's almost going to be like ancient Greece where it's like you could go there, you could wrestle people, you could sit there and fucking debate and dialogue people, and you can, if you want to go into like a trance state, there would be a room where you can, people could block off times to like do that, whether in groups or by themselves or guided. And I'm obsessed with building this space, and I'm like, that's currently like what I want when I get out of school. I want to rent like warehouse space and just fill it with like wrestling mats, fitness equipment. And then just like areas people could get together and talk and just do other stuff. I can't shake this idea, which sounds like a cult.
Oh, that's amazing! I love it. No, it is a cult, and that's okay as long as you're not fucking everyone.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah.
As long as I don't fuck everyone or convince us all to kill ourselves, we're fine.
Yeah. As long as there's no Kool-Aid. No, I love that. I love that idea, and. And like as long as you can monetize it, I don't know if it's going to be with like a membership or something like that. So I've been thinking about getting back into BJJ.
Nice, that's a good move.
As much as from a need for belonging and community as my interest in training the martial art. But man, like throwing down some mats, having people unplug. I think that would be fantastic. And I guess you have a big enough fan base in Philly where it'd be practical too.
Yeah, it would be like a reinvented Elks Lodge. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you think about even like biker bars, it's like if you think about it, it's probably a bunch of people who are kind of traumatized through their childhood who like became bikers, but in reality they're just trying to like go to the biker bar and hang out with other people. So they're like, I'm in a biker gang, but either way, sorry, that's probably a bad analogy. But even like, actually, that's a sick analogy, dude. We're all fucking bikers. But
we're fucking
yeah. But like even to think about that, to like open up like chapters of like to extend podcasts, because there is a weird like people are recognizing like this podcast thing is weird, and there is like a communal aspect no one really wants to confront, even though like it does seem to be the case. So like I'm thinking like why not just fucking rip the ripcord and just like I just want to build a warehouse, advertise through the podcast like this is what this is the center I envision to like externalize and materialize the essence of the podcast, and this is what I'd love to have a center for people to be able to do. And then if you want to open one in another city, just fucking do it. It's not like I'd be like, well, I need X. It's like just open these things. I just want this place to exist.
You're not gonna franchise it out.
No, I just want it to exist
because it's all cross promotion. Yeah, dude. Obviously Lewis is with his Skankfest and stuff like that has created a bit of a brand. I mean, the analogy that I'm sort of hesitant to make is with the Proud Boys. These are, not someone that you want to be associated with, but like it or not, that obviously the development of that is
that's scary. but it could be mitigated through, and that, that's on the responsibility. That's kind of what McGinnis, what he was that was the vibe he was putting out. So that it's almost is like you do get back what you put out. So it's like, and
for sure.
Don't want to, if that's what you're putting out, that's what you're attracting. So it's like, I like people joking around, having fun about anything, but as soon as you're like marching and trying to like fight Antifa, it's like, obviously that's where my buck stops, where I'm like, all right, dude, I'm going to go run on the treadmill or fucking, jerk. I'm going to jerk off. I'd rather jerk off and fight Antifa. But it's like, I would love to.
And it's sort of the same thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's also like, it's also like something that I feel like, especially in the States, it was like the culture wars were kind of a fucking jolt that like kind of unsettled almost everybody. For not everybody, but it unsettled a lot of people. So now it's going to be like people finding their way back to center and be like, all right, like I can chill. I don't have to read all this weird filtered news. I can chill out again and like kind of reintegrate myself. Not like I was reading that article on like about boys. And I was like, oh, this is written by a girl. And I instantly caught myself being like, who is she to tell boys how to be men? And I had to like stop and be like, dude, shut the fuck up and read it. And I read it and it was like, oh, there's a bunch of shit I didn't know that was actually cool to learn. So it's like, that's a whole other random point. But yeah, I do agree with like, I feel like building, materializing these communities, I think would be a very viable option for mental health, and one in which people could really take their own mental health in their own hands and like, build meaningful communities around things that will enrich their life experiences and, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I think that is a big missing component in terms of people's mental health piece. It's like working out. Like you can't expect to have a nice body if you don't work out. And like mentally, if you're not doing anything that kind of activates those circuits of feeling okay, like the calm peace cycle, whatever you want to call it, the antithesis of the fear cycle, it's like, then it's not going to happen for you. You're not going to feel good. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. The need is there. I mean, I think that's sort of half of what gyms are at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly the case with yoga studios, and like, it's, people are going, going to their Sunday mass and doing, hot yoga and having a spiritual experience. I mean, what the fuck what happened to the Elks Lodge? What happened to, I don't really get that. I mean, I guess all of that sense of like brotherhood or whatever has gone online, and in terms of in online communities, and obviously it's not natural or as healthy as being in a physical space.
No, so, and
I love it.
Yeah, it is awesome, and it's also, I think that I would say people of our generation and younger suffer from, and this is when we were talking about the ethos of certain podcasts. I like the dudes who do Come Town, but I feel like for a certain, they've put, and it's not just them. I think the reason they're so successful is because they've tapped into this like need for people who are our age and younger to like interpret all of life events through like an ironic kind of like filter, if that makes sense. So like the idea of going to an Elks Lodge is already so kind of blah and like, oh my God, what are you, a fucking boomer? So like, which is, that's cool to like distance yourself from a lot of weird boomer tendencies, but it's like, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
What they don't get though, if I can, presume to say as much, is that those were started with a fucking tongue in cheek. Like that, it was supposed to be stupid. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
Like the idea of like, putting fucking antlers on your head or like whatever, like that's the whole point. Like it started as a sort of semi joke or a little bit of like with a little bit of a satirical feel, but that's not to say that there can be a genuine like component, right? And it's the fear of having any sort of being earnest.
Yes.
Like you can't mix the two, right? And I think it is totally fair to say that that's sort of part of what your podcast has gotten at. And I was also listening to Dad Meat.
Dude, Dad Meat. I love Dad Meat. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, they're trying to. Well, no, I'm not. I mean, you got it. Like that's what they're trying to get. Like there's nothing incompatible about earnesty and humor. You know what I mean? Like you can go in and out of the two. But yeah, like Come Town, is fucking hilarious, and Nick Mullen's obviously a genius. But I don't see them making any community centers anytime soon.
Yeah, no, for
and
sure.
That's not what he's aiming. That's not what he's aiming to do.
No, not at all. And I like I said, I think it's great to be able to listen to something that's 100% satirical. It's just like you were saying, when then the community forms around that. And then, dude, this is the paper I just submitted about how like we almost unconsciously build hierarchies around everything we're interested in. And that was my idea with like social work school, how it's like, yeah, like I get that, you know, and they're always pointing out all the flaws and everything, but I'm like, well, what are you guys doing? What are you guys building hierarchies around, and how are you guys conceptualizing like how you stand apart from others within this how does that look like? I mean, I'm not going to bore you with all that, but it's like, you know, it's interesting to recognize that, where it's like, you know, where are we building?
It's not boring, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's fucking brutal. Sitting on therapy sessions where they're asking their clients to divulge sort of their deepest, darkest thoughts, and then like feigning this persona where they're, you know, like unshakable and but, you know, underneath this thin veil of clinician is an emotionally disturbed person with as much mental illness as the people that they're counseling. I mean, oh God, it's fucking brutal to watch. That was one of my big takeaways.
That was it. That's exactly my problem, where it's like, dude, you got to be a little bit above this stuff, man. And it's like, if you're not, then like, I don't know, that's irresponsible for someone who's, again, like 62 years old, 64 years old, coming in, complaining about, you know, like wanting to open up, who doesn't know how, who's never had it modeled to them, and who's going to start the chat with like, you know, like about getting pussy. And it's like, you have to be able to give that person the benefit of the doubt and be like, you know, the unconditional positive regard, to be like, this person's nervous about opening up. Let's work through this. And if, as a skilled clinician, I can spin getting pussy into like earlier, what about your early relationships like with girls? And what was it like with your parents? Like, you can spin all that stuff rather than being like, I'm a feminist. It's like, it's not time for that right now. Put that shit on the fucking shelf. Oh man.
Absolutely.
You just push my button.
No, I hear that. And if you're bringing in your own political agenda, you are compromising the therapeutic relationship. And that's why, like, not that I'm a big acolyte of Jordan Peterson or anything like that, but I mean his success, and I think the success of it's a basic formula, is that he entered a vacuum, like as being a right-leaning, a little bit chauvinistic, politically conservative psychologist. I mean, that's unheard of, right?
Yeah.
So people were sort of hungry for that perspective. Young men were hungry for that perspective. And then from a therapeutic, looking at it from a therapeutic lens, I mean, he's relatable to them. He is addressing issues, whether you agree with their issues or not, he's relatable to them. And that's why he's done so well for himself, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you were to measure his clinical impact with like questionnaires of everyone who's ever listened to him or listened to his material, yeah, it would be enormous in terms of like, wellness scores, all that stuff. But yeah, dude, you want to talk about an online community who literally personifies the leader of the community? Go to the Peterson subreddit. Yeah. They all talk like him.
Holy fuck.
They all are like, well, this is reprehensible. And it's like...
They all sound like Kermit.
Yeah. They literally type...
It's bloody awful.
They've adopted his speech patterns and typing, which is, But again, like, what was there before? Was that a void? Like, you're like, what... Did they have any thoughts? That's the thing that frightens me the most, of thinking of people who... And again, I could be just saying this, but I feel like there's a lot of people who... at their core, don't have any of their true own authentic, or have very few of their own authentic thoughts they've developed through their experience, rather than just like parroting. Like, when you start getting into like how much people just parrot what's around them without thinking about it, it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, and that's sort of one of the DSM criteria of borderline personality disorder, right? They have no sort of sense of self.
Yeah, they feel empty.
And I think that's okay. I mean,
sure.
Fuck. Like, I identify as the media that I consume, and I change on a monthly basis according to what podcasts I'm listening to.
No.
I don't have a unifying identity per se. Maybe that's why I listen to Come Down. But you know what I mean? Like
not
think
just that. Like you're able to say like again the ability to, because dude, my opinion on things change literally day to day. So it's like, it's not that, you know, you're malleable that I'm talking about. It's more of like, I've met people who I just don't think even try to stake their own claim in anything at all, and just kind of sit and watch. Which again, like you're saying, I don't think this is a bad thing. It's just kind of, for me, it's just a little strange to watch people never truly throw their hat in the ring in any sort of meaningful way. And it's just kind of like, and I get it. There's huge social rewards not to do that. But yeah, I don't mean like malleable,
right.
You know, being malleable and, you know, being like, well, yeah, I thought that's wrong, but being like, I don't know, maybe I'm not explaining it right.
No, I hear that. Like they're so passive that they can't actualize themselves because they're unwilling to sort of engage in anything that could be even like remotely, you know, misconstrued as like like an opinion that someone could object against. And like, yeah, I see that. And that's what, you know, people identify most with their, like with sports teams. I mean, that's like God and country for a lot of people is their local sports team, because at least, you know, that doesn't have any kind of connotation of nationalism or like, you know, an ethnicity or anything like that.
Sure.
I don't know. Is there anything wrong with that? I don't know.
No,
probably not. Yeah,
I don't think so. I think it definitely also scratches those tribal itches in a way that's like, you can't, like you were saying, like you can't really come at it. You can just like fucking love the Vikings with all your heart and soul, and everyone's just like, hey, that's, I guess, a safe place to pour all of that, you know, like ancient tribalism into. But I also think from a productivity standpoint,
Viking fans are superior than everyone else. Genocide anyone who, yeah.
I mean, it kind of is like a absorption for those kind of like, you know, like ethno, whatever you would call it. Like people who would want an ethno state would just kind of be like, what the fuck's a Viking, like an Eagles fan, like fucking Dallas fan. It is like a good place to pour those feelings into. But I also have a problem with spending all day Saturday and all day Sunday watching a bunch of sports teams. I just, from a productivity standpoint, that idea of spending my weekends doing that terrifies me. But you know, if it's again, if that's what people like to unwind
with, I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, I don't know, but again, if that's something people are into and they like, I'm with my buddies, this is fun. I'm like, I wake up from a day of watching football being like, that was awesome. Then like, yeah, you should do that. I'd be racked with fucking guilt and being like, what the fuck do I do? You know, so I've learned to let go of that and be like, hey man, if you feel good after doing that, do you? I don't.
Yeah. What do you think about Peterson sort of propelling himself and making a name for himself based on I don't know if like his politically incorrect opinions around using preferred pronouns and what he would call compelled speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's sort of interesting. So like in your guys' case, and again, I don't know the details related to this, and hopefully I don't know the details related to this, but have you seen a big like spike in your metrics and listenership or anything like that?
Well,
since the Old Testament?
No. Well, here's what happened. So it was like so the Peterson thing, that was like the thing you're describing was like the lightning bolt that was like the flash of lightning that gave him online life. So it's like without that, a lot of people probably wouldn't have known who he was. I mean, maybe eventually he would, but I doubt it. If he like, you know, literally there was like an arc between two wires and he grabbed onto it. And like that was literally what, like, you know, gave like Frankenstein his digital presence to life. So it's like, yeah, I kind of regret that because I think like his materials are so good when you watch his video, his Maps of Meaning course, all that stuff. It's so good, but then it just gets kind of derailed by all of the political shit, which, you know, he went on and constantly fed into because there's probably a 1-to-1 thing. If you do that like political stuff, it pays off. You'll get paid. People flock to that. They love that. But when when the shit hit the fan with us, we didn't really like kind of rattle our sabers really. We kind of chilled for a while. There was like a lot of other factors too, but it was just really like a lot of the main thing was like, all right. And again, a lot of the stuff that happened was really, really taken out of context and presented as if Like, like Shane was saying things like from his fucking soul and heart. In reality, we were like making fun of the invention of Chinatown, being like, damn, people, like there must have been dudes in the 40s being like, what the fuck, when they're building all these crazy buildings. And then like that's when like we were describing like what people would have said, literally what people would have said back then. It was like we were just sitting there like literally just like farting out of our minds talking. Like it wasn't even like a structured joke. We were just bullshitting. So that was presented as if Shane's real feel. He was caricaturing a guy in the 40s freaking out about Chinatown, and they presented it as if that's how he walks around perceiving the world. So it was bullshit. It was total bullshit. But to answer your question, it was like we kind of chose not to like enter the fray. And honestly, I wanted to. I really, there was a part of me being like, ooh, I could go full fucking like, like freedom speech, and we could have, but no, we shut the Patreon down during that time, and then we did get like a nice little surge after that. But it just kind of died off because it was, I guess there wasn't that. I mean, there was also the possibility our podcast just sucks because it kind of fell off a little bit. But it did fall off, and I think part of that is because we didn't go like full bore into the fray of like, let's go, guys, let's attack fucking like Glenn, I don't know, whoever whatever reporter we're going to attack. We just didn't do that.
It's interesting, right? Because there is probably an alternate universe where. I don't know. Like, and obviously you'd be exploiting something there, and I don't know. Like, but yeah, people capitalize on stuff like that. Yeah,
for sure.
It's interesting because I certainly hadn't heard of Peterson prior to all of that, and he played into it. I mean, it seems like 2016, like all of the media coverage wasn't about his work as a psychologist, but was just the same old fucking story about compelled speech.
Yeah.
I thought it was tiring.
Oh, it was brutal. And he would go on. He'd sit down on Fox News, and he could have talked about so much more stuff, but it was just, in the end, he was promoting a book, and he even came out and said, he goes, every time I get protested or I get thrown in the negative light in the news, I make more money. My Patreon just like it just exorbitantly increases every time this happens. And he said consciously, he's like, I consciously, am aware of this, and he's like, it's something I'm aware of, and it's something I personally benefit from. So he always said, he's like, I'm an unabashed capitalist at heart. I'm a classic British liberal, whatever he would say. But it's like, it sucks because his materials were so good. I think he, like, when they wrote a couple of those hit pieces on him, apparently he was always pretty eccentric, kind of a wild dude. But that's why he was pretty good at, his class at Harvard apparently was like super sought out, because it really was, like you were saying, it was filling this weird void where, like, if you go to a college campus, it's like, whatever is it, like 3/4, if not, like, honestly, like 7/8 of the professors are, pretty far on the liberal side. Then you have this guy who's kind of like right center, who's kind of like, talking about all these other concepts that, at like 24, they're hit, or, 22 when you're in college. It's like, yeah, this is a kind of a nice message, because, there is something to be said for like the quote unquote conservative message. There's good things about it. It's not like one's evil, the other's good, or you're good, this one's like, there's it's part of the same thing. But when people get into like, that's like all like the dialectic stuff that like they just don't teach you how to do that in school, how to hold two opposing viewpoints and synthesize them. I can't talk.
Yeah, dude. Well, and the psychology department is even worse in terms of political bias. One of the interesting things that so that was the University of Toronto, and I think it was the Teachers College that was especially involved. But they all do this including on email correspondence, these land acknowledgments. It relates to the First Nations people here, which I think is. I think it comes from a good place, but from a historical perspective, I wonder if they needed to consult